It has a lot of Greek in
It's
it.
a lot of
A
Greek.
good
It's a lot of
portion of it is
Arab
Greek.
words in English. It's a lot of Arab words in English, bro. But that
Right.
ain't gonna get you. It's not gonna. It's not fake because it's Arab words in English.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that from my understanding, they don't really use Coptic
I hear
as
you.
translation.
That's a battle I'm just not gonna win. So I guess.
No. I wouldn't. Use. I wouldn't use Coptic in that way. I wouldn't do that because I think it's too much Greek influence on the language. They're just trying
Okay,
to say
so
this is the closest to the pronunciation we could get, so we're using that. Because we don't know how it's pronounced. They have letters
look,
and certain sounds that we can't make in English. And they're struggling with
so
some of the concepts that they're translating because some things don't necessarily translate. That's
so
one thing.
Brass, Joey says he's gonna do a show today, and he said that we can actually have a copy of it to run on our channel. I don't know if I'll be home by the time he gets live and stuff, but so I don't know what it is that you do to record our voice chats. He's asking about that, but he agreed to go ahead and give us a copy of that if we could give him a copy of the show he's going to do Wednesday and let him air that on his channel.
What? What? Copy of what for what? What you doing, Joe?
No,
So
I'm going to read.
I don't know how to like do the joint stream thing where he streams and we stream at the same time. So I just said I can make it easier rather than us exchange all that information. And when you do your show today, you give us a copy, we'll air it, and then when you come and do the show on our show Wednesday, we give you a copy and let you put it on your show.
What's his show about? Crying, learning the meta nutter?
Nah, I'll do that show tomorrow. I'll do that show tomorrow, Brad. I'll do that show tomorrow.
Who is it that you were detailing
I still
today?
ain't got to the bottom of niggas crying for meta nutter. That's what I want.
I said I want. I said
nah. You act like you just, bro. You can't just say shit to me and just get past it, bro. And now I'm letting you know, like, this is recorded. So I want to know.
I'm trying to get you to not bark up the tree because you're not gonna like what's up there, bro. I keep
This man
you're going to run into despair, and you don't want to see it on other people. I'm telling you.
All I'm gonna say,
you're gonna run into it.
All I'm gonna say is this to you, Brass. If you've never done it, then you wouldn't understand the stress that you have to go through when you're learning.
But no, I understand that. But listen,
no, you don't.
Listen, I understand.
Man said crying.
He's engaging with me. He's engaging.
You don't.
I'm trying to be more.
He said crying. I'm just thinking there's something beautiful at the end of this.
I'm saying I said what I said.
Bro, listen.
If you recorded it, then you got it on tape, and I gotta live with it.
Just beautiful, Brass. Is that why you think he's crying?
I gotta live with it, Brass. If you got that on tape, I gotta live with that, bro. If you ain't got it on tape, not to just say I said it.
Listen to what I'm saying. Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. I got kids, bro. I was there for the birth of my children. I'm married. I done graduated from college. Wait. I done graduated from college, all kind of shit. None of that left me in a heap on the ground crying. None of it. None of those situations. So I'm trying to figure out how reading or learning metal netter is somehow leaving human beings in a heap. I'm using your words, bro.
I'm gonna say
in a heap on the ground crying. You gotta explain that to me. You have to.
I'm gonna say this to me, Brass. It never happened to me. But I've heard people say it's pretty taxing emotionally sometimes when you do this.
Learning the metal netter?
Yes.
You definitely don't want to come outside and work with me then.
I've heard people probably not. You know what? I'm gonna be the first one to agree with you. I'm not the concrete guy. Definitely not.
Corey, you crazy as fuck.
No, listen. If Corey is mixing concrete, If Corey is
Oh,
mixing
Mhm.
country,
Corey,
I'm
you're a
not the guy.
fucked up individual, Corey.
No,
I swear to God, you're
I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth. If Corey is mixing concrete in the sun, don't call me.
Right, yeah. Hey, listen, when
I'm
it's
being honest, and
when it's 90
ain't no
degrees
shame in that.
degrees
Ain't no shame
outside
in
and
that.
you ain't going home for 14 more hours, bro.
But listen,
Yeah, that'll
listen,
make you cry. That'll
Hey,
make you want to
listen,
cry.
Well, that'll leave you in the heap on the ground
much
crying, Corey.
respect. Listen, much respect.
That's it. Yeah.
Much respect to my brother Corey, because if he can mix concrete for that long, I respect it, and I will be in a heap crying, sweating. I
hey,
But
ain't
y'all, y'all
that
ever,
ain't for me.
Joey,
That ain't
y'all
for
Metal
me,
ever,
bro.
Netta,
That ain't for
Metal
me.
Netta ain't that deep, Joey. I hate
You
to say
think
it,
so?
bro.
You think
It
so?
can't be, bro. You just described it
You
as
think
just
so?
learning it. You hold on, Corey. I mean, Joey. I want to say
You,
something.
but no,
Maybe you
but
misspoke.
hold
Hold
on,
on,
Brad.
hold on, Joey.
All
Hold
right,
on,
okay,
Joey.
okay.
Maybe you misspoke. But when you say that to me, that learning the metal netter has left adults in a heap on the ground crying, you gotta explain more than that. That sounds like a scam. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like you grifting, like you about to start up a metal netter class. So I just want some form of explanation.
All I'm gonna say is that
Why did you even say that?
First of all, Brass, let's
Uh-huh.
clear this up immediately. I'm not selling any products. I don't have any products to sell.
For now.
I'm definitely not qualified to teach the Medunet. So
For now.
no, hold on. So anything that you see me selling is not gonna be Medunet.
Okay.
You might
For
see me with
now.
but listen, you might see me with you might see me with some jewelry, some cosmetics, some t-shirts. I mean, but that's not grifting. I'm not gonna come and talk about
I never said grift. I never said grift.
You said it
I
sounds like
never
I'm
said
grifting.
grift. You said grift. You grifting?
You said it sounds like I'm grifting and I'm about to start some Meduneta classes. That's what you just
said. I did? Okay, then I apologize. I did say grift. Right. So this is what I'll say to you. Shouts to C Dot, Fetty, everybody in here. But what I'm trying to figure out, what is it the difficulty that will leave you emotional? What is it that's gonna leave you emotional?
I'll say this. When you're learning Medunetia, there's a lot of historical and cultural context that I think you need to know in order to know the language. Because it doesn't really relate to it doesn't necessarily directly relate or correlate with any other language that we have now. It's a unique language in a very certain way. So you have to look at the culture and look at the context of the culture in order to understand it. You can't go outside of the culture with some other things and learn. So you have to be very familiar with the culture and the concepts that they're talking about. And you have to try to infer some things alive. This is why we get some of these concepts that we have now, because people are just inferring on what they see, as opposed to actual evidence. Just like when they're saying only the afterlife was for the kings. If you chat GPT, see that they're simply saying because the text didn't mention it, we don't think that other people will allow. So you understand that's not empirical data to say that status is ever mentioned in any afterlife text. It's never mentioned at all. Status is never mentioned at all. It doesn't say because of your status. It talks about balance and all these different things. It doesn't mention the status. They found some original pyramid texts that only refer to the king, so they assumed that only the king was allowed an afterlife. That's an assumption. It doesn't say that anywhere in any primary text. But I found something very interesting. I recognize that it seems to me that there are no judgment texts about the rulers of ancient Kemet. So that's something I found interesting. So it seems that maybe the king didn't have to go through the same process as everyone else.
So what about this process is emotional for you? The whole thing, like you getting away from the whole what making it emotional. What's at stake? What's at stake to make this emotional?
I'm gonna say this. I'm just one who reads the text. I find it beautiful text, and I'm just one who places a specific value on the text that others might not. So I can't speak for everyone else. Some people might think there's no value in the text and there's no wisdom in the text. So I can't speak for everyone else. They're beautifully written texts, and they definitely, if nothing else, they definitely put some work into the text. So at least from that standpoint, you can at least appreciate that they put some work into the text. If you don't think they're useful in 2025, I happen to think they're useful, but I can't impute that on you unless you actually read the text and try to understand why other people might be interested in the text. I can't answer that question. It's just something that I take personally. Something that I think.
So you just said it when you don't got no real reason. You just
no.
said
I'm just saying. For me, they're beautiful texts. They're useful texts. A lot of work.
So beautiful, in fact,
my
you might
ancestors
cry.
wrote the text. Listen, right now, apparently, because of my age, I've cried a lot of shit I didn't used to cry for. So I don't know what's going on with me. I'm going through some.
So you just be crying for like dogs and daisies, warm summers and shit. Cat videos
I'm not
on
gonna,
YouTube.
I'm not going to stick to that. That could be something medical right there.
Nah. I'm going to say this.
What's up, C-Dot?
I'm going to say this. I didn't used to cry in movies and television shows, but now all of a sudden I'm starting to cry in movies and television shows. I don't know.
Hey, you know, this is not shit. I don't know why you woke up and started telling us all this shit today, but I appreciate you for
So you're going to put fun of me later then, Brass? That's what you're going to do? You're going to make fun of me later? I said you're going to make fun of me later?
I'm making fun of you right now. Like in your face. I'm going to do it right now. So,
right here.
Why would I wait till later? This is good shit right now.
It's okay, Brass. It's okay.
No, I'm listening. If you want to cry and shit, that's your business. It's just weird to me, and this is no disrespect to. I don't even know who I would be disrespecting, but this is no disrespect to. Ancient Egypt, I guess. It's just strange to me that a man in 2025 be learning a dead language from however many centuries ago, and it would make them emotional. But if you have a tie to it like that, then I could respect it if you're being serious. Now, if you're fucking with me,
but what if it's a spiritual tie?
No. Let's see that get in.
Hold on.
Came off mute. Let's see that get in.
Let me rephrase it. I have never cried.
I know you said you almost cried, so you hit the motherfucking
Nah, bro.
You was hitting that
shit. I ain't reached that
far. You was almost there, like you was about to cry. I get it.
When
see, you don't want to admit to shit. See, when you say shit to me, I make a picture in my head. So when you tell me a nigga about to cry,
I'm having the one tear.
You know what, Brad?
I remember when I was about to cry. I was. I'm the tears never came. That's what the metal netta did to you. You was motherfucking with your fist, the Arnold fist. But you didn't. The tears didn't come.
I said it in public. I said it in public, so I can't. I said it in public, and I said it in the wrong forum. So whatever.
No. Hey, listen.
I had to take what I get.
Listen, you woke up deciding to share for some reason.
What I get,
so I'm letting you share.
I know in the future. This is not the sensitive nigga paddle. So I
no.
Ever,
I'm just saying.
No,
to
this
you,
is no, Brad.
Get it start out. Hold on,
Brad,
Joey. I'm gonna let C-Dot get it start out. All I'm saying to you is, you woke up sharing, and you just didn't. You thought we was in the mood where we was gonna be like, yeah, that's really manly of you. But in actuality, it's a Monday, and you picked the part where niggas is just gone. It might not go the way you wanted to, and that's okay. But I'm glad that you're showing your emotional side about the metal nut. Hold on, let's see Doc get it, because it's just us talking. We're on the live. We're rarely live. I'm not recording. We are live. Go ahead, C Doc. Say what you want.
Yeah, no, I had a question. I had a question for what y'all was talking about, but I also, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to jump up here because I saw Small's 9/11. And I think the last time I saw the re-recording, I wanted to ask him about his issues with Pan-Africanism. It seemed like as soon as I jumped off the panel, he started, you know what I mean, going in on political politics and all that type of stuff. So I was just trying to get more of a clarity of what he was actually speaking on.
And this is the energy that
I can't remember. I'm not backing off of shit. I don't remember exactly what he's talking about, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I think it's some bullshit. If that's what you're asking me.
You said Pan-Africanism is some bullshit. Where's the bombs
Yes.
at? Don't nobody know how to do this shit? How you do
It's
the
absolute bullshit. Did you listen? Chief X, everybody want to clown Chief X, but Chief X be talking some real shit. Ghana don't give a fuck about Nigeria. Nigeria don't give a fuck about what goddamn Morocco doing. Morocco, they don't like, bro. It doesn't exist. It's some bullshit. And they damn sure don't give a fuck about what we doing over here. So I mean, that's
who
I don't know.
who do you
I'm not
consider
sure if that's what I'm not sure if that's what what I was gonna say is I'm not sure if that's what I said the last time because I'm not sure what the conversation was.
Okay, I can rock with that. Who do you consider the Pan-Africanists? Like, who are you saying that don't like? Who are the people that you believe do give a fuck about it? You're saying like entire countries don't care about it. Hello, can you hear me?
So you say that? Could you repeat that question?
I said, who are the Pan-Africanists? Are you familiar with the or is that just your opinion? You just like blind?
I'm familiar with the people who say they are. And I mean, I guess they are. You know what I mean? It's just like here's what I'm saying to you. See that? It's just kind of a BS ideology. Hold on for 1 second.
Okay, no problem. I really want to hear this.
All right, my bad. I'm back. Yeah, I just don't. It just seems like how do I want to put it? Like a birthday cake sort of ideology, man. It's some feel good shit. You know,
okay,
I
now
mean,
that's broadly speaking. But what do you know about Pan-Africanism to say that it's just some feel good shit?
Okay, I'll tell you what I know about it. I might, and here's where you can help me out because maybe there's more to it than I'm gonna say. To me, Pan African is a bunch of folks over here because I don't see nobody over there saying the shit. There's a bunch of folks over here saying all Africans are gonna somehow unite and fucking be one sort of people and do shit to help each other. And you know, I don't actually know what the objective is other than the like love Africa. Like, you know, I mean, and you know, like what is the objective, bro?
Okay, see that's
like,
better.
Really,
better.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
Ask the question.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Go ahead. You tell me.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So there are several Africans, many Africans who not only practice the ideology but also preach the ideology from Africa. I mention these people all the time. We had a full conversation. That's why I ain't understand if maybe you didn't hear the conversation beforehand because you would have heard us talking about Wodi Maya, who is more so, I would consider the Prince of Pan-Africanism more so than Umar Johnson. I think that the narrative and the person that you see more so that says Pan-Africanism a lot is Umar Johnson. So that's who a lot of people like to run with as soon as they hear Pan-Africanism. But Pan-Africanism, you know, it predates way, you know what I'm saying? Like it predates Umar and a lot of these other guys that we know now. But another African who also promotes Pan-Africanism is PLO Lumumba. And he basically pushes a lot of the Kwame and Nkrumah, I'm sorry, type of Pan-African philosophy. You also had a brother over in Burkina Faso right now, Ibrahim Traore, who is also practicing the ideology of Pan-Africanism within his own country as a leader of his country. Julius Malema in South Africa.
When you say the practicing the ideology, you still haven't told me what the ideology is or how you could put it into practice. That's more what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, the main portion, the significant portion of the ideology is something that you can actually define in a dictionary, and that's the unification of African people and the African diaspora. It's for people to come together in business and trade and spirituality and all type of different ways. It's just unification all the way around the board. That's the main portion of the ideology is unification of African diaspora.
Under what?
It's not under anything. It's under that unification. Like that is
But how do
the
you?
ultimate goal for Pan Africanism. One is to create our one thought process is to create our own spaces, erase the lines in Africa in order to formulate more unity um, politically, also to unify and actually fight for things that benefit and help Black people and Black Africans or African diaspora throughout the diaspora, not just in Africa or
You
not just
saying what's gonna be? See that? Sorry to cut you off. I think what Brass is asking is what's the galvanizing principle?
unity.
Yeah, but I mean under what banner? And
Unity
let
is
me
the
answer what.
government. It's not.
Let me
It's
venture.
no banner. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't. Like there's no banner to Pan Africanism. Is not like y'all like y'all doing the religious banging or what I'm saying this thing versus this thing. It don't really incorporate none of that. It's the ability to be able to have a Black African Christian and an African Muslim and an African Israelite and an African whatever it is, be able to sit down and formulate plans of progression for the diaspora. So
So
that
which?
like
Okay,
the
let
ultimate
me
goal is
hold
for
on,
Black
Brass,
No,
people.
no,
real quick,
no. Go ahead, Hassan. I go. I gotta.
Let me
Step up. What's the beat?
venture. Let me venture. Let me venture answer to what I think Brass is asking. So the unifying principle would be a shared Africanity, whether in descent or phenotype, from what I could gather. You know what I'm saying? And it's essentially a response to uh, to white supremacy. It's a way to insulate people who are who have African descent, because globally, since the advent of like the transatlantic slave trade and racism and kind of like the coalescing of that idea, that ideology, right? Um, that thing is kind of metastasized all over the world, to where it's not just the European. Virtually everywhere you go on this planet, people who share a particular phenotype that is normally associated with Africa, they tend to be marginalized and abused. So, the idea of it comes from that, the idea that, hey, we got to gang up. We don't have a choice. And what are we ganging up under? A shared lineage and phenotype. That would be my answer.
Yeah, but my question
I
then would
can
be,
relate.
what Pan Africanism are we talking about? Are we talking about the AU, which is the Pan Africanism on the continent, that's more state centered, or are we talking about
African Union. No.
the
African Union.
hold
It's
on.
not Pan Africanism. That's the political structure.
So the African Union is not, that's not Pan Africanism?
It's a political structure.
Is
It's a
it Pan
political
Yeah, see
structure
that
Africanism?
you
that's
getting
based.
kind of you kind of confusing the argument now, because earlier you pointed out Traore. You hold on. You point out the African AES, the Sahel linking up Traore, the Mali guy, and
I didn't
Niger,
bring that up.
right? That's the political.
I didn't bring that up. That's what I'm saying. Like you
You
introducing that
brought up
right now.
you brought up
What I
you
brought up
brought up
was
Traore,
Traore and him practicing and his practice of Pan Africanism. That's what I was talking about. That's why I
which
brought
is
him up.
which is
I was
what?
talking
What were
about
you referring?
him
So you
practicing,
weren't
brother.
referring
Brother,
to
if you let me, if you, I hate when people cut me off because I don't cut you off. I let you say everything you need to say. Just let me talk. And as soon as I land, you can, you know what I mean, go back and forth. But I didn't say that. I didn't use Ibrahim Traore and the connection with Sierra Leone. I mean, not Sierra Leone. The other spots. I wasn't using that as an example
Niger
at
and
all.
Mali? Yeah.
What I was doing was naming people in Africa who actually openly practice the ideology. So um I named Traore, I named Kwame Nkrumah, I named
Lumumba.
Yeah, PLO
Lumumba.
Lumumba. I named
Kwame
Julius
Nkrumah.
Malema in South Africa. So I was naming people who actually openly practice the ideology of Pan-Africanism.
All dictators,
Okay?
you know that, right?
Sure. Whatever. However you. Whatever.
Almost every one of
I
them
don't,
that you named were
do,
dictators.
All dictators, and you said that you want to
that's
erase
actually
lines. Let's see how that works.
No, that's why I was confused.
Hold
I'm trying
on,
to get your wisdom, see that. That's why I
real
was
quick, real.
confused when you named them, but now you gave me clarity, so I understand
Hey, Brass, real quick, because I got to get some clarity of my own. Are you done, C-Dot, or you still had something to say?
now. No, I don't think he was done. I did cut him off.
no, I mean, y'all, you go ahead. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just wearing,
So
and I'm trying to understand where y'all coming from with a lot of this about Pan
Okay,
Africanism. So come
no
on,
problem.
you keep coming.
yes, I'm
Keep talking.
sorry. I'm sorry to have cut you off earlier, brother. So let me try to reframe the question. So you said that he demonstrated Pan-Africanism, or the word you used actually was practice, right? I guess I assumed that because earlier you said the definition of it would be unification, right? That would
Right,
be unification with other Africans, right? I
right.
take the AES forming an alliance to be unification. So
It is.
when you
They
say
actually
that,
they run under the banner of Pan Africanism, but it's a political structure. Is what I was trying to actually be clear about. The AU is a political structure. It is not simply practicing Pan Africanism because you have people like PLO Lumumba who strongly criticize the AU for a lot of the moves that they make that don't benefit Black Africans or
okay,
diaspora.
I know where you're getting at. Okay, I understand where you're getting at. Yeah, because it is
Can,
the AU is kind of a kind of a shill confederation in a lot of ways. You have states like Ethiopia who don't even, in a lot of ways, they don't even, well, a lot of the ruling class don't even identify with Africans like that, right? Yeah, and there's a lot of, I get what I was misunderstanding your use of the word politics, but I get what you're saying now. It's not it's
so
not based on Pan-African principles. You're right. I got you.
Exactly. They hold up the
so
banner. Don't
can,
get me wrong. They
can
do use the terminology a lot, but it's
Yeah.
not necessarily a Pan African structure strictly and solely based. And that's mainly because a lot of the countries that's in the AU are still backed by European countries. So
Right.
that's a lot of the fight back. You know what I'm saying? Is that they actually, a lot of them cats are really puppets and they act like they're doing it
so
for the
so
benefit of Black Africans and they don't.
All right. Yeah, I gotta come back. I gotta come back.
so see that. Let me ask you this, right? Because I'd be like, I'd be like a lot of times when we have this is a good conversation, but I feel like we don't never get to it. We stay so far on the outside. And I think like the part where we're all really interested in is the problems that you would have trying to actually do this in the real world, right? So like, so one question that I don't think that you've answered quite yet, which would kind of bring us to that, is like, we can't pretend as if we don't have any access to Africa. You know what I'm saying? If you what you said was maybe some of the political stuff, I'll let you tie that into it. But like there's nothing really stopping us from doing business with Africa. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more so asking like with the access that we currently have, like what about our relationship would you change and why? Right? Like because we already can go and buy African products and do business in Africa. So like what's this overall theme that it doesn't seem like we're getting to? So like
Well,
unifying Africa does not help us do business with Africa. We already can do business in Africa.
okay, well, it would unifying Africans would help us do business with Africans, number one. But that's not necessarily like that's not what Pan Africanism is about. It's something that can be accomplished with Pan Africanism, with the ideology that Black Africans and the African diaspora should unite. But it's not.
Mute up,
That's
Brad.
not all that it's about. So I don't know why. Like what confuses me a lot of times
That's
when we
not
have
me,
these
Logic.
conversations is that people will say,
Okay.
Hey, hold on one second. Hold on one second, see Doc. Hold on. Hey, Kevin, you who? I don't know who you are, but you got to mute up. All right, let me help you out. All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not like I said, that's not the ultimate goal. Is to do business. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a part of the unification, but that's not just the only thing. You know what I mean? It's different way, and also to say that it's just so impossible. It's kind of always weird to me because, like I said, the Europeans did it. They became pretty powerful. The Jews did it. You know what I mean? They became pretty powerful. It's a lot of folks that
Yeah,
do it, and we still feel like Black Africans can't do it. So I don't have that sentiment, and that would be
you talking about did
antithetical
what? Unify?
to Pan Africanism. Yeah.
I mean,
In order
I'm
to
not sure what you're
benefit
saying, what they
themselves.
did, but so like right now, I know that it's
Can I give you an
obvious to
example?
everyone how a relationship with Africa could benefit Africa. But I don't think that it's very obvious of how a relationship with Africa benefits African Americans. Like
Uh-huh.
that's where
So
it's definitely not clear. And then you're talking about political, like what can a politician in Africa, how does that benefit an American? Like, what is they can't send us water without the permission of the US government. They can't just fly planes over here and give us shit. They could send us a check, but they don't, right? So I'm trying to figure out how is it beneficial to us to do that?
okay. Well, number one, um, your thought process is like I said, it doesn't work for Pan Africanism because all you thinking about, like everything with what you just said, was about how do you benefit instead of how the people benefit. So it's not necessarily Pan Africanism as an ideology doesn't allow you to think just about you as an individual. So that's where you're gonna go. You're gonna find your issue with it every time because your mindset is already on individualism and how you
Now
can
wait,
benefit.
I gotta cut you off just for intensive purposes because how is
No
what
problem.
you're saying not the same as I'm gonna put the Africans' needs above our needs? How is that not the exact same thing?
Because you are African. Like that's what I'm saying. Like at the end
You
of
said
the day,
I'm
like
an
we're not
African.
understanding. We think. Hold on. Let me just say this. We already have this issue where we say that this government here. Well, I don't know if it's you or not or whatever, but I don't really feel represented by this government here in this country. So if we had somewhere that actually represented us that were powerful in itself, then that would also benefit us wherever we are because we
Okay,
are then represented by that power.
okay, right. So right there, let's stay right here, right? If there was this other country or entity, right, that could represent us politically, what like do you think that the US government is going to like adhere to their terms, or is it vice versa?
No,
Because we are citizens of America, not citizens of them. So like I'm trying to figure out, so like if you're saying that they can act on our behalf, so when America do us dirty, what are they going to do acting on our behalf?
well, with power, that's the whole thing that I'm talking about as far as accumulating power. Power will be your representation. Do you? I mean, like I said, are you under the impression that you are properly represented as an African American in this country?
See, I'm asking you a very specific question. What would the
I
consequences
just
to
answered the
America
question. I answered
be?
the question and then I returned
Now,
with a question.
now you didn't. You just gave the scenario in which it's possible. I'm saying, what would the
No, I
consequences be
told
to America for doing us dirty at that point?
I couldn't give you a hypothetical because that's what you're asking.
Right. No, I'm saying that
I
you
mean,
saying that we
could
have
I
this separate thing that represents us, right? I'm saying, what would the consequences be to America for doing us dirty at that
could
point?
I try one?
Can I please
Could
get
I
seat out
Uh,
answer? Can I please get
could
seat
I
out
won't
could
answer?
I
be a.
take a shot?
Can I
Okay.
please get
Let me
seat?
take
Go
a
ahead.
shot at it, see that.
I just gave you my answer, brother. I don't
Please
I
get
don't
seat
know
out
what you
answer.
Let me
want me to
take a
repeat.
let me take a shot at it, see
Can
that,
I
if
not
you
be
don't
heard?
mind. So yeah, you could be heard.
Okay. I'm
You
just
want to
making
keep
sure y'all can
talking
hear
or
what I'm saying. No, you go ahead. You go ahead. Because I already answered this question. But go ahead. You go ahead, brother.
okay. All right, so I'm gonna take a shot. So, Logic, don't put too much stock in this. It's purely hypothetical, right? So, for instance, we know right now a lot of the minerals on the African continent, they do not have either the ability or the infrastructure or whatever to make products or to industrialize a lot of these natural minerals like cobalt and uranium, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And we know that a lot of the multi-corporations ship pretty much all of them, the electronics, the computers, all of that stuff, they get that stuff from Africa, right? So let's envision a world, let's just say the Pan-Africanism starts on the continent first. These states in Africa, they unify, whatever, get themselves together. They develop industries where they control these resources, and they're able to leverage that in order to put pressure on the U.S. government to say, "Hey, do this for the African American." Again, don't jump out the window. It's you know what I'm saying? It's at this point in time, it's kind of pipe dreamish, but I'm merely
Yeah,
just setting out a hypothetical.
Do what
yeah.
for the
And what if
African
America
American?
refuses? What if they say y'all go to
And
hell?
then
Then what?
right, yeah. Then what happens?
Yeah, but that's the point. I'm saying if a
Oh,
lot of the a lot of the natural resources that a lot of the companies that undergird America depend on, right? Because as of right now, a lot of these minerals and stuff, the Africans don't have any agency over it. I'm saying if they have that agency, then they could say to the US, "Hey, do this, or you ain't gonna get no cobalt, you ain't gonna get no uranium, you ain't gonna get no." You get me?
I mean, it sounds good. So I'm saying that what you're saying that y'all are gonna win a pissing contest with America. That
I
what you
didn't
said?
say we was gonna
Hold
win
on, get off.
anything.
Wait, get off America's nuts for 2 seconds, bro. Like for real. Like you just so happy to dick ride America. What you gonna do if America comes to
And I'm
you?
proud to
Like get
be
off that
an
nigga
dick,
see that?
man.
American.
Like come on, bro.
Hey,
Like
look,
that's
you
how you
you're
sound
the
right
one
now.
trying to make this shit
We
practical. You're the one
outnumber.
trying to make it
Listen,
practical, my
black
nigga.
Africans outnumber America. They outnumber Europe, all that. So, like, why are you so anxious to ride that dick and then you so scared? Everything you reply with is scary
No,
shit.
I'm not scared.
I don't know.
I'm not
What if
scared. That's why
what if
I'm
they
saying exactly
retaliate?
what I feel.
So what if they
I'm
retaliate?
not
Then pick
scared.
up guns and start shooting, nigga. Like, what is we talking
Nah,
about? Do
but see
something.
Right.
that.
So
At least
okay,
have
See,
some
okay.
type
So
of
we got
Oh,
there.
no,
So
now we talking.
at least
Now we
have
in your
talking.
some
mind,
type of balls
in your
walking
mind,
into
they
the
stand a chance.
situation. At
Is that
least
what you're
have
saying?
some type of nuts instead of just saying, "Oh no," but they gonna get us. The boss man gonna see us when we like. That's how you sound to me right now. They gonna see us when we run. No, we can't leave. Like that's you right now, and that's it's so
Hey, see that.
despicable to me for somebody to do that. Like
I don't think that's what
it's
Logic was
doom and
doing right
gloom
there.
before you. Like my whole thing is Pan-Africanism is about coming up with different strategies. It ain't one strategy to be had in order to
But this is,
benefit
but look how
all
disingenuous you've
black
Hey,
been
Africans.
doing it. Like I
hey,
asked you the
There's
other
no
day if you were talking about conflict, and you said no, and here we are now talking about I'm scared of the
because
conflict.
you go straight to the
You wasn't
conflict.
even
You
you
ain't even
wasn't
got to
even
do the
brave enough to
unification
speak
yet. You
your
going to the
mind,
conflict talking about
bro.
what if
You
America
wasn't
beat
even
us up?
brave
Yo,
enough to
what if
speak
they
your
stop?
mind on the internet. More or less, pick up a gun and do shit.
Oh my
Real
hey,
talk.
goodness!
see
Like
that.
no, you speaking about you. You speak.
You
You
gotta
all of
I
be.
that
asked you the other
shows
day if you was talking about
self-reflection
conflict. You said
that you
no.
talking about, and you talking like everybody else is supposed to think like you, scary and shit, and all bitch
I'm not
minded
saying think
without
like
even
me. I'm at
thinking about,
least
without
saying, bro,
coming
see
up with
that.
any
Calm
strategies in
down,
order to
bro.
benefit the people. That's
Calm
the
Niggas said
problem.
like
You're
down.
scared.
not coming up
You're
with no
you're
benefits of the people.
screaming
You
at me
automatically
about
going
your
to what if they come get
imagination
us,
It's
plan,
boss?
getting
bro.
spicy. Hold on.
Calm
Get
What
back
if
to
they
the
stop
topic.
us,
down.
boss?
This is
I'm
all in
calm as
your
can be.
mind, C dot.
I'm calm as
Calm
can be. You just
down.
sound like a real
You
jigaboo,
are not
scary
the
ass nigga.
general of
You
the
You
gonna
black
sound
go
people
real
to
scary.
military.
you
Everything
gonna
goes
go
straight to fear mongering.
Calm down.
I
Promise you, it's
No,
going to be
you talk,
okay.
bro. Don't keep telling me to calm down. Say what you want to say.
I mean, you're not letting me say anything. I'm trying to get back to us
I'm muting
talking.
right now.
Right. I simply kept asking. Right. To be honest with you, if your plan is actually good, you should welcome this because you should have all the angles covered. Right. When I asked you last week, hey, are you talking about confrontation? Why are you building up Africa's economy? You kept saying no. It's not about this, not about that. So today, at least today, you are brave enough to actually say what you're trying to say. I commend you for that.
Bro,
But
stop
let's not.
doing that.
But
Because
let's not.
the more you keep
Come on,
doing
gang.
nonsense and idiocy that didn't happen, because
Empty
I
out a
didn't
whole
talk
clip
to
when you
you.
was talking, bro.
One, I didn't talk to you about none of
You
the
Hey,
called
stuff
me
see
a
you just
that?
coward and
brought
all
up.
kind
You
of
You
just
shit,
just
made
bro.
that
gotta
up.
ignore it.
Like
Hey, see that?
I
You just
mean,
gotta
literally
ignore it, bro.
made that up
That's just
out of
that's just
nowhere.
logic
I
style.
didn't
That's
make it
Brought
up,
bullshit.
that up.
sweetheart. I asked you. I'm dead serious. I asked you that, bro.
Bruh,
Dead
Logic,
serious.
we never had this conversation before about Pan-Africanism.
We did.
We've never
Reggie
had this
was in here, and I
conversation.
asked you. I'm dead serious, bro. Dead serious.
Uh,
But it's all right. We moving past that. I'm not trying to.
please
I'm
do.
not trying to harp on that. But what I'm
That's what I'm saying.
trying to
I was
do,
wondering
right?
what you was trying to say because you kept
Listen. I'll
harping on
let you
it. Go
talk,
ahead.
bro. I thought you said you don't interrupt people. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring what you're talking about, fast forward it to where it actually does have real world problems in how to implement that. Right now, my suggestion to you, and you don't have to take it, but my suggestion is if your plan requires a head-on collision with America, you might want to rethink that. Now, you don't have to. By all means, you can start. You could do whatever the hell
All
you
right.
want to do.
I
I'm
got you.
just
I got
saying
you. I
that
got you.
if your plan
I got you. You
requires
sound like,
that,
I swear, even the way you talk
if
sound
it
like the biggest
requires
fucking
that,
Sambo ever. Oh my God.
yeah, that
Don't
make me a
ever, if
Sambo.
you
Oh
thinking
man,
about,
he
I
called
ain't
you
say
the
nothing about picking up
Sambo, not
arms
the Sambo.
against America. Nobody said that.
No, I didn't call
Pan-Africanism
him
ain't
a
about
You
Sambo.
taking
I
up
just
called him a
said it.
arms
Rambo.
You
with
just said I'm
America.
scared to pick up a gun and all
Pan-Africanism
that.
Hey,
has
man,
nothing to
that
do
nigga
with picking up
from
no
the
guns
old
and going
school,
against the American government.
all the
You
old
brought
school
that up
slurs,
because
boy.
you keep coming with that
You finna
Sambo
call him
ass, oh, Master
call
gonna
him a
get us
shine
ass shit.
next.
That time he called him
Come
a
on, bro.
Sambo.
Pork
Like,
monkey.
y'all gotta stop this. It's
Pork
weird.
monkey.
Hey,
Weirdo talk.
can I jump in there real quick?
Oh
Like
shit.
here's the thing, C dot. Logic is just trying to give you some real world issues that you're gonna
But
deal
I
with
don't
when it
need
comes to.
I don't need no real world issues from no Sambo. I don't need
See
no I
that?
don't
You
want to
said you
hear
ain't finna cut
I don't
nobody
want to
off,
hear
bro. Remember you said that. See
I
that? You
got you.
said you weren't
I'm not cutting
you
you.
weren't about cutting up. You cut him off. You cut
You did cut
Smalls
me
off.
off,
No,
though.
go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, my only issue with what you're saying, right, is the thing is we can unify, but unification has to come with an objective, and that's what Brass was asking, right? So let's say the objective is to, like as Haskell said, let's say the objective is to use resources in Africa to then leverage the United States to make changes for the diaspora. The thing is, what logic is trying to tell you is Texas is going to look at, say, Ghana when they say, "Hey, give us so you get this cobalt from us, so give them niggas some X, Y, and Z." Like they have like they have a horn growing out of their forehead at that point. Because the next question is going to be, as logic says, what the fuck is going to make us
Mhm.
do that? And here goes the thing. If they say, "Oh, we're not gonna give you the cobalt," I'm telling you, Africa's big. Well, just go get it from somebody else. And that's before the conflict comes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to even see it work. I mean, like, even when you say Pan-Africanism, you do know there's conflict in Africa right now. In Africa, they don't even have time to fucking think about the diaspora. That's the other thing. They can't even unite over there. So that's what I'm saying when I say it's a bunch of birthday cake. It's a bunch of feel good talkity talk shit. But you could never, like, I'll put it to you like this. The Pan Africanism that I hear people talk about, like the shit that Haskell, just that shit ain't gonna never happen, bro. It just ain't. The world doesn't work
I
like
mean,
that,
we
bro.
it's not gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen in our lifetime, or probably
It'll never
anytime
happen.
soon. But
Hey, Haskell, let me tell you why it'll never happen,
hey,
right?
never say
Because
never,
because
Smalls.
because well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This whole yeah, all right, see that the same way that you got to get the white man boogeyman shit out of you saying that about logic. Well, that's what the Pan African people are do. You gotta think white people like unite. Somebody even said that on here earlier. No, the fuck they don't.
Do y'all know? Do y'all know the type of shit
So
that can happen in our lifetime? To say that stuff can't happen in our lifetime, looking at the current state. Let me name some things that happened in our lifetime that at the time before it happened, we couldn't even see it. You dig what I'm saying? The Berlin Wall, right? At that time when the Berlin Wall, right, got took down, most people in the world couldn't imagine a world without the Berlin Wall. It was so integral. It seemed like it was such a huge thing in Eastern, going into Eastern Europe, that it was an insurmountable task to get the Soviet Union and NATO to agree to take down the Berlin Wall, and it happened. You dig what I'm saying? Ending apartheid in Africa, in South Africa. Most people could, the shit happened. A black president of the United States. Most people couldn't see it happening. So to say, something can't happen in your lifetime, I can tell you countless things that didn't happen within our lifetime that people at the time or just before it couldn't see that shit. You dig what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that we can
but
do amazing deals with Africa and Pan-Africanism can become a reality. But if people actually push for it and it was a real thing, it could happen.
Yeah,
you dig what I'm saying?
Okay, but here
I'm
goes
going
the
back
problem.
on me. It's a good conversation though, y'all. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Here goes the
Chef,
problem.
real quick,
Go ahead.
real quick,
My bad.
Go ahead. All of those things you pointed out for the most part are incidents, right? So the Berlin Wall was an incident. It happened
That's a
over
good
a
point.
period. Essentially, it's an incident, right? What was the other examples he cited? Barack Obama becoming president. That's an incident, right? When you talk about Pan-Africanism, you talking about essentially, it doesn't have to be all 54 states, but let's say 30 states, for example, kind of getting on some sort of accord, right? And then when they get on that accord, kind of uniting in terms of economics, in terms of being able to exploit their own resources, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's a way more
They've been
massive.
trying to do it since the 50s. But Haskell, they've been working on this since the 50s. So to act like, you know what I mean, is not been something that they've been attempting to.
That's not what
they've been trying this shit since the 50s.
All you want,
that's not the point though. That like everything you said that came from an instance also came from the work that was being put in order to make those things happen eventually. So the point of Pan-Africanism is not just to like y'all, like the things that I think that y'all jumping into are things that other people have been able to accomplish or have tried to accomplish and somewhat failed at in their first attempts. But what the ideal of Pan-Africanism is for people to have ideas for us to progress it wherever we are. So like it's too I think it's too narrow minded. Like that's why I say I think it's important for people like, you know what I mean, the guys who've been speaking to actually come up with, actually go and research what Pan-Africanism is. Go research who's talking about Pan-Africanism. Don't just lean with, oh well, I heard it. I heard Umar talking about it, because like that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? It's so much dealing with it, especially when it comes to talking about what Africa's doing in order to overcome the tribalism and the same type of thought pattern. They got Sambos over there too. It ain't just over here. That's something that we collectively have an issue with. It's black people fighting against other black people actually progressing because they only worried about themselves. and what they can do in their
Hey,
lifetime.
Scott,
I'm worried about my
I'm
grandkids,
on.
great grandkids, and so on and so on. I'm worried about legacy, not just
Right.
what happens while I'm alive. So I think that's the
That's a
difference in the
fact.
thought process of Pan-Africanism. That's why it's an
See that?
ideology, because it's in the
See
thought
that?
process.
Here's my
But go
thing
ahead.
though. You gotta be willing to listen to people like Logic, because what he brought up is just a pragmatic viewpoint. We know how these people get down, even within America, right? You look at all the black enclaves and black business centers and all of those sort of things that were built up by black people, right? Who were practicing group economics, et cetera, et cetera. There are numerous examples from Rosewood to Tulsa to North Carolina, all of those things where through terrorism and militaristic might, they looked and saw a bunch of black people doing they and said, nah, we getting them up
That's a
out of
fact.
here. So what Logic brought up insofar as if these African nations were to, sometime in the future accumulate power and infrastructure and try to leverage it. And he asked a question, okay, what happens when the U.S. says either A, fuck y'all, or they start doing what they do, which is, you know what I'm talking about? Using their military might. It's a fair question. Like,
Right. No, the question is fair, but we have like my thing is I'm not willing to question it, and we haven't even like gotten close to that point. Like that's so far in, that's so far reaching of a conversation to have, because we're nowhere near that point. So I feel
Are
like
you
I'm the type of person that
question, bro? Are you
strategizes as I go.
familiar? Are you familiar with the just simple criticisms that some people have of Pan-Africanism, like simple shit like dealing with really how Pan-Africanism doesn't really protect Africans in a particular region from tyrants and shit like that. So like, are you familiar with just people? Are you familiar with the other side of like what people bring as to why Pan-Africanism isn't really ideal in a lot of the
Hold on a
steps?
second. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
now go ahead, Fetty. You was saying, hold on, because he had to, I guess, he had to do something.
Now, when I hear most Pan-Africans talk, like when it comes to like the real shit dealing with power dynamics, talking to, negotiations and all of that, you gotta be able to macro think if you're gonna be a Pan-African. Like I would assume if a person is a Pan-African, they went through every possible methodology to find a productive way to get what they got across. But it seems like most Pan-Africans again have like this romanticized view and don't even have the proper idea of the people in Africa and they dynamic and how much
I am Pan-African. Stupid is Pan-African, and Stupid is probably one of the oldest person on the panel. I am 53 years old. I'm Pan-African. Pan-African means I am for Africans home and abroad, for those people on the motherland and those people who have migrated voluntarily and involuntarily from the motherland to different parts of the earth.
Okay, my bad to cut you off, Suki, because most Pan-Africans look at Pan-Africans as people who were enslaved, right? They don't look at Pan-Africanism as the entire continent. They look at it as, some people look at Pan-Africanism as that's what I'm saying. So in your idea, you look at Pan-Africanism as all Africans, even a Berber?
All right.
That's what I'll be asking.
You see the problem is.
the Berbers are the actual Africans. They're the actual Africans. That's who their name belongs to. The name
I'm just
belongs
confused
to.
on how people look at
let me finish. Let me finish, please. Let me finish, please. Because nobody don't want to talk about the root of the argument with American Pan-Africanism. During the Harlem Renaissance, most Americans in the North, I'm not talking about the uppity blue vein Americans. I'm talking about most struggling Americans who went from the South up to the North, have had no problems identifying themselves as Pan-Africans. That is why Garvey Group exploded in the early years, because they wanted to belong to something greater than themselves, right? Because if we want to be honest, black people, and we're not saying black people, those black people who come from sub-Saharan Africa, although that is a bad word to many, is not indigenous to anywhere else in the world. When we came west, indigenous mean that we have our own gods, we have our own myth and mythology, and we have our own belief system. Black people in the West don't have their own God. We worship the European God or the Arab God. We celebrate the European methodology or the Arab methodology, right? And most of us have a European or Arab belief system. So we're not indigenous to the Americas because none of our gods reside here. None of our myths reside here.
But what about the Africans that was in Africa that worship Arabic gods before they got over here?
But those also have been colonized. They have been colonized.
No,
and you know that.
no. The Mali Empire wasn't colonized by Arabs. They converted on their own.
Then, although they converted on their own, colonism does not necessarily mean that there was a conflict. Colonism means that there was an introduction of different ideas separate from their own. Don't tell me about colonization because you associate colonization.
No, that's cultural. That's cultural mixing. That's not colonization. That's not the definition of colonization.
They were colonized by the Arabs who brought their belief system and it overcame.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily.
You're not really Pan-African. You Pan-African to people who you felt was colonized. That's what I'm saying. People definitions vary of what a Pan-African really is. Because at first you said you represent or you support all Africans across the diaspora that's in different places.
I said I belong to you.
So yeah, Pan-Africans is basically a group of people who you felt have a common ancestor that was enslaved, and you want to galvanize those people under let's get at the oppressor. Am I wrong?
No. I've never said let's get at the oppressor. I've never said that. I've never said let's
hang on the beat.
I'm tripping on. I've never said that either because that's another idea that a lot of people have. That a Pan-African sole purpose is to bang on the Europeans or the Arabs. No, that's not a Pan-African sole purpose.
I'm still tripping on transcultural diffusion.
Because cultural exchange is not colonization, yo. That ain't cultural exchange. It's using the wrong definition.
Dr. York students, why are you putting up Dr. York? I'm speaking. And you argue like Dr. York.
I don't know nothing about no Dr. York. I don't know nothing about Dr. York. I ain't never.
You did
nothing about that New York. I don't know shit about New York.
Stay calm, bro. Stay calm, bro. Stay calm, Gully. Please.
It ain't that serious, bro. You gotta be a New
I'm a student of real science, bro. I just fuck with real science.
You have to cut it out. You have to cut that out of your arsenal now, Gullah. Gullah, we're associating that what you just did with the European technique. Where you throw a spanner has nothing relating to what I'm talking about.
Yes, it did, bro. You said you used the term colonization as a hard term, and that wasn't colonization. What you said, that's cultural exchange. You just changed the definition. You just sat here and changed the definition of colonization. Some shit that you could do yourself.
Right, bro. Like if they do it on their own, that's transcultural diffusion, bro. That's not.
All right, okay, then. All right.
So y'all ain't understand what he was saying. So y'all didn't.
I do, chef. If I don't want your shit, that's colonization. But if I say, that's some interesting shit, bring that shit on. Let me learn that shit.
Are you saying that understand what he's saying? Don't you know it don't have to be that you don't want it, and then that's colonization. I can convince you that you want it, and then colonize your motherfucking ass, bro.
Colonize your mind.
Colonize. That's what soft
right.
do. Soft power don't come in and with the sword.
But y'all already
soft power colonizes by putting you in a fucked up situation where you have no other choice.
But what
you taking
we under the impression that they not colonized? Are we under the impression that
it ain't always so y'all gotta stop.
So Gullah, did that happen? Did that happen in the situation with what you call it, becoming
no Mali?
Everybody,
no.
Yeah,
no.
That's what I'm saying.
Way later on, but no.
Oh, can I say something? Can I say something? Because coming from an Arab
We ain't
who
finna
wants to
change the
justify
definition.
no, coming from an Arab who wants to justify the Arab religion as one of peace and understanding, when people hear it, they are drawn to it because it's so right and exact. I will take your terminology, Gola. As an Arab, I will understand your definition that the Arabs did not go into Mali to take over Mali by force, but to introduce their religion of peace, prosperity, and love to people who don't know nothing about Allah. And all of a sudden, these people who don't know nothing about Allah start celebrating Allah. Allah don't come from nowhere near Mali.
They was colonized. They were colonized by the
They don't
French.
mean nothing, bro.
Like
People
that was
move,
late
bro.
as fuck.
To Guller's
Their
point, though,
religion
right?
was in Mali
Listen,
way before then.
hey,
To Guller's point, if you look at Ibrahim Traore, right, he's probably the premier example of an actual, a real world example of Pan-African being put into practice that we can speak of today, right? And Traore is, hold on, Traore is a devout Muslim. So I think what Guller's saying, hold on, I don't think,
but Pan-Africanism has nothing to do with religion. So why did he throw religion in there?
Right. I think that's the ultimate.
I was never discussing religion. But all of a sudden, what about the Arabs? What about the Arabs?
You did discuss, you did say something about religion. Stop saying you said religion. You said you said believing in God that's not yours. That's religion, nigga. What you talking about? You changing the goalposts, man. You said you brought up religion.
I defined indigenous. That was about indigenous, but because
you said something about Arabic and Christian God.
No.
You said some shit about that, bro.
Yes, but they are not indigenous to Africa. So you're colonized, although it's not indigenous.
Just because you take on a different, that's not necessarily colonization. Sometimes it can be culture exchange, yo. Like it's not necessarily colonization.
So hold on, quick, Gullah. So Stupies, essentially, is your belief that Pan-Africanism isn't possible unless the people participating in it do away with those religions that came from outside? Is that a necessary?
No, it's not necessary.
No.
Oh, let me finish speaking because I lose my chain of thought and I just get to the band now. I said I am a Pan-African.
Getting rid of Jesus.
Yeah, I said I'm a Pan-African, right? I said that, listen, black people worldwide has been influenced, has been colonized by non-indigenous thoughts and beliefs. That don't stop you from being colonized. That don't stop you from being Pan-African. What stops you from being Pan-African is when you place these non-indigenous beliefs above who you are. So if Ibrahim Tarim is an African before he is a Burkina Faso, he's an Arab before he's a Burkina Faso, he has a colonist mindset. Because your religion shouldn't be more important than your people. No, if you put your religion, which was highly influenced from outside, Marcus Garvey was a Catholic. But did he put his Catholic belief above his people? I would say no. But the Arabs here, yeah.
Two-piece. You realize the point of the conversation is that CDOT gave us an idealistic plan in which still involved the cooperation of America. Because he went down a different road and ultimately ended up.
No, brother, you're wrong. I didn't give that plan. That was Haskell that plan.
Haskell
I didn't give you a plan because exactly.
Okay,
gave you a
it was Haskell who said it. I'm just trying to bring us back to the original conversation.
Yeah, because
I'm not trying to fight you, dude. I don't know what the issue is. I'm just trying to have a conversation.
No, I just wanted to correct you because you kept saying my name. You kept saying
and that's fine. I thought it was you. It was Haskell. Okay, it was Haskell. My bad.
And that was kind of the only objective that we got for Pan-Africanism, Stupies. Maybe you want to add another one, but go ahead.
Huh? Repeat, please.
I said that was the only objective because the original question, what's the objective object? Excuse me. What's the objective under the unification? And so that was just a hypothetical that was given, but we were never given any other hypothetical objective. So perhaps you can add another one. Like, what are we unifying to do? You know, so I mean, someone else gave I can't remember who gave somewhat of a of an answer to that too. No, yeah, that was you. Yeah. They gave that. Go ahead.
You don't. I don't think you like to listen. That's what it is. You don't like listening because I broke all of that down for you already. And I told you that
wait. See that. You're the person who I was talking about. Yes, I was about to say someone else gave some other. They were more idealistic objectives, but we were looking for more of the concrete objectives. That's so. See that. I'm taking credit for that.
Okay, one thing, and then I'm gonna let the other brothers talk. I'm gonna mute out again. One thing I wanted to get clear to you is that the reason that we talked about ideology is because it's the ideology. The purpose of the ideology is also what I gave you, and then I gave you what the benefits could be from that. So, like anything other than that, like it's additive because I expressed that to you. If you would have asked about the religious factor and everything, I'd have broke it down just like Buddha broke it down to you. Because Pan-Africanism is not about separation based on what your religion is or anything else.
Give a real world scenario, like a hypothetical. Remember?
Then remember, I asked you. Right, I asked you, right. So that's when I stepped in and was like, okay, so since those are the particular things, right, that we'd be trying to do, what about our current reality, like, does not allow us to do those things, right? Like we can buy from Africa and so on and so forth. So I was saying, like, what is it that we would have to change about our current situation in order to accomplish what you're talking about? No, all right, let me say that. And that's where stuff got off the rails for a second. Let me finish, please. Because my mindset to try to thoroughly plan out, is that the problem? I'm trying to be too thorough.
No, what I realize, what I've come to realize, that when most people think about Pan-Africanism, they talk about it in the economic sense. That's the most important thing, the economic sense, that Pan-Africanism should be able to bring us outside of this economic situation that we're in. That it should be able to bring Africa out of poverty. But there's more to Pan-Africanism than that. Because let's be realistic. In many African, when I use the term African again, I explain what I'm talking about. Those people below the sub-Saharan Africa, because of colonization over hundreds of years, the Arab colonization and then the English colonization or the European colonization, many Africans are led to believe that they're less than. If we use the Indian example,
did you hear any of the conversations we were just having? I'm trying to figure out, like, what does my mindset have to do with the price of tea in China? Literally. What is my
mindset have to do with everything with you. You are who you think you are. You are who you think you are. And if you think that you're less than, you are going to be less than.
Oh,
the mindset is the first you have to
break. Did you hear what he said? I'm going to let you
talk. All right, go ahead. I'll stop talking.
No, that's why his name should be Logic. I would say when people do, you don't want to hear.
I would say most of the jihads in West Africa was done by the Africans themselves. You need to learn history or something. I don't know, bro.
Anyone said?
Oh my God, it's so weird.
Oh shit! Hey, Logic, give me a roll to the room, bro, so I can.
We were out. You should already have whatever you need.
Nobody is telling you that Africa was ever perfect. Not one person.
People spit out. People spit out ideas, but don't have a clear cut understanding of and context of history in total. That's crazy to me.
That ain't got nothing. What are you talking? You ain't talking
Yeah, that's
about history.
that
You
is
say
that
He,
is
somebody
he,
don't
he
have
talking
a
about
history.
the
bro. You
Arab
gotta have
You
you
Lewis,
gotta
can't.
have
man.
a
You
proper
don't have
understanding
history on
of
if you
what
don't
the
know.
Africa
If you don't,
and the
if
ethnic
you don't
groups
know what
are,
the
bro.
Berlin
You gotta
Conference
have
did,
that
if you
idea
don't
in
know
the
what
first
the
place.
Berlin Conference did to
Pan
Africa,
African.
you definitely don't have any clue of history.
You would have to know West African history and just the diversity of groups and how they've been beefing for a while, just to get a certain idea of this Pan African idea you got. Is just gonna be a tough mountain to climb, bro, because you may
What
not even
happened to
understand.
Kwame? What happened to Kwame Nkrumah?
All right, so you moving the goalpost. Huh?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about African history. So what happened to Kwame
No,
Nkrumah?
I'm
What
talking
y'all
about
tell me?
African history
Somebody
that
tell me.
that spans from
No, 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 no,
5,000
no,
BC to
no.
now, and how different
No,
groups
I
and
don't need
shit.
to. I can talk about recent history. So let's talk about recent history because that's the
Okay.
most effective.
Take
The
my point.
Mali
No, take my
Empire,
earlier
the
point though.
Mali Empire don't have
Oh,
no
hold on.
effect
You going? You
on
move,
today's
bro. You
politics.
too jumpy,
So tell
bro.
me
Hold
what
on.
happened to
Let's stay at.
Kwame Nkrumah.
All right, go ahead.
Tell me what happened to Kwame Nkrumah. Then you can talk
What
about
happened to
his own
Kwame
history.
Nkrumah? What happened to Kwame Nkrumah? What happened to Kwame Nkrumah? Go ahead. Let me talk about Kwame Nkrumah and what you believe happened to Kwame Nkrumah. What do you believe happened to Kwame Nkrumah?
What I'm waiting to hear.
No, I'm asking you. What do you believe happened to Kwame Nkrumah? You mentioned his name.
Kwame Nkrumah was assassinated. Kwame
Why was he
Nkrumah was assassinated.
Why was he assassinated?
Nigga wasn't assassinated. He died from illness.
Government that.
Huh?
Kwame Nkrumah was.
No, you're mentioning the name, and you're mentioning like you have intimate information. Why was John F. Kennedy assassinated? Why was Kwame Nkrumah assassinated?
Why did John F. Kennedy assassinate him?
Right? Yeah, no, you're talking about assassination of leaders, and I give you a prime example. You said you boldly push your chest up and said, "Oh, Pan-African didn't work because Kwame Nkrumah was assassinated." Why was he assassinated? Who was Kwame Nkrumah? Let me just read names and just drop talking points. I know about Kwame Nkrumah. Talk to me. Let me step in your throat on Kwame Nkrumah now.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stop talking for a second, bro, because you just confused the hell out of the situation. The reason I brought up Kwame Nkrumah is because he brought up the Malay Empire and what happened previously. I wasn't saying that Pan-Africanism doesn't work. You talking about the wrong person. You might have heard two different things at the same. That's why I was confused at what you were talking about. So the reason I asked him who was Kwame Nkrumah is because he wanted to go way back in time. No, talk about now and what actually
Bro,
has turned
you didn't listen to what I was
politics in
saying, bro.
Africa
You was
to what
jumping
it
so
actually
much, bro.
turned
Listen
into.
to, I think you missed what I was saying, bro. I was saying, I'm not even talking about a specific empire. I'm just saying if you understood the people groups, their dynamics, whether they was agriculturalists or pastoralists, it will give you a better idea, or it'll help give you a more realistic idea as to why certain people think Pan-Africanism and you thinking these specific ethnic groups can galvanize together. They can give you historical context, or if you learn about it, it'll help you get whatever ideology you got. Just studying people groups of Africa, you can get an idea as to why a lot of these romanticized views you have is not gonna happen. That's all I was saying.
It's not a romanticized view.
Let me read about that. Please, let me read about that. Let me read about that. Because
I'm
that's
just
a
saying, niggas'
dumbest
ideas of
statement.
Pan-African, and you don't even know the people groups in Africa and even understand
You
they
don't have
dynamics.
to know them. You don't have to know them. You don't have, and the reason why you don't have to know them, the tribes in Europe 50 years ago was killing each other, and now they're united under the EU. Would you agree or disagree with that? That the tribes in Europe has always been at
Y'all
war.
be bringing up that most
Thousands
apple and
of years
oranges
ago.
shit. Y'all
No,
can't stick on one point, bro.
no, because you're saying that because there are different ethnic groups, they
If
cannot
y'all are sitting
unify.
here arguing
That's what
that
you're
you
saying.
don't have to
You're
study
arguing
past,
you're
especially
arguing
dealing
that
with African people to
different people.
understand. Go ahead, bro.
So African people can unite, but Europeans can unite. The tribes in Europe can unite after tens of thousands of years of warring. They can unite, but the tribes in Africa can't unite.
Keep dreaming. Y'all
That's
in
the
la
point
la
I brought up
land.
earlier. That's the point I brought up earlier. I told you these are some of
Y'all
the
in
defeated
fantasy
nations.
land. Y'all,
Because the
it's
first thing
all
they go
emotion,
to
no
is,
logic.
oh, we
Y'all
can't
don't
do it.
understand
Even
power
though the
dynamics.
Europeans done
Y'all don't
did it,
understand none
the
of that.
Chinese done did it, the Russians done did it, but y'all niggas talking about, oh no, it's so
Yeah, y'all
impossible.
always bring up
Like
other
y'all like
people, but you
oppression,
don't even
bro.
understand the
It's
history of
weird.
Africa. But nigga give you a West African
So
quiz,
what?
you'll fail
It
that.
has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with
Yeah,
practicing
Russians weren't
Pan-Africanism.
even part of the
This is
Berlin.
how
Russians
weird
weren't
you
even
are.
part of the
I
Berlin
don't have to
Conference,
know.
yo.
I don't have to know.
Russians
I don't
never
have to
colonized
know.
no parts of
I'm
Africa.
saying you missed the Pan
Right, right.
African. You the
I
Pan
never
African.
said
You the
anything
Pan
about. I
African.
never
How the fuck
said
you a Pan
anything about.
African?
You just keep saying
No,
random shit
no,
for no reason.
I'm just saying,
You
bro. Like
just
it's
saying
clear.
random shit
I
to
see
be
the
defeated.
gaps. I see the gaps in how you see
You
the
gonna say
world,
that
bro.
about everything
I
that
see
got
the
something to
gaps
do
in
with
how
black
you
people?
see the world,
You
and I
can't
just
do
don't
it right
subscribe
now.
to it, bro.
So you ain't never gonna
yeah,
be
man.
able to do it. You are fucking defeated.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
can't, you
man.
can't
Okay,
have
okay.
conversations with
Why the
niggas
fuck
like
you?
this.
These
And you
Especially
colonized,
understand? You
not
acting like our
conversation.
these
situation is
mentally
Because you
colonized
have
bro.
Africa.
weirdo
I'm
ass
willing to just throw
thoughts.
all that away and just say, let's all galvanize together. Get the fuck out of
Yeah, yeah. Because you are mentally
No,
colonized, just they
that's what I
talk that
want
way.
to make more exactly. You a colonized
Okay, bro. Yeah,
thinking
okay, okay. Well,
nigga. Point blank
okay.
and period.
Where you
That's
from?
why you are
From
the
another
very
thing.
type of people that you don't need to have these type
Look,
of conversations with.
look. This what
Because
happens.
your
Look,
mind is
he
already
had
gone.
a military. He want to have this
You
military
you
resolving
already.
his talent,
Ain't nobody
but he
saying
won't
nothing
even.
about
He
military.
can't even have a
That's you
micro.
talking. You making up shit.
You micro thinking. You're a micro thinker,
Yes,
nigga.
you
Yeah.
making up shit. You're not
You
macro
act like
thinking. You're
you
not
missed the
thinking at all.
military.
You
We need to have
already claiming defeat.
when a nigga asks you
You
a
already
simple
claiming
question,
defeat.
with
You're not
power
thinking at
dynamics,
all.
you get quiet.
You done
Come on,
already
bro.
failed, nigga.
You a
You sitting up
micro
there
thinker,
talking about
bro.
what you
Look,
can't
I'm
do before
cool.
you even do
You a
it.
micro thinker and
You
you living
talking
in
about?
la la land, nigga. You
You're
don't
a
understand the
micro
dynamics of
thinker.
power, resources,
Tell
how
Yeah.
to
me
do
about
it
If
power.
he
from a
touched
leader
down
Tell me
on
how
real
they get
standpoint.
it.
African, if he
You
touched
just
down on
did
real
Tell me
that.
how
African,
they
ain't
get
nobody
it.
gonna be down with that shit.
Tell
That
me how they get it.
he thinking.
Tell me
They ain't
how
even
do
gonna
we
fuck with
get it
you.
then? Tell
Right,
me how we
bro.
get it.
You
I want to
Dot,
hear
the
get
y'all
it
thing
from
macro
is,
thinking on how
a
we get it.
Dot,
where you at right now.
you gotta
Tell me.
stop.
You
You
Pan
gotta
African,
stop
nigga.
calling
Give me
people.
your macro thinking
You talking
of
about?
how it goes. I ain't got to stop calling
You ain't
nobody
even
nothing.
build
I'm gonna
nothing
call you what
here.
the fuck
Niggas
I
ain't
feel
even
you are.
building shit here, and you
Period.
want to be get the fuck out of here.
Tell me how you do it then, bro.
You niggas just be
Tell me
yapping.
how to
Y'all
do
some
it.
You know,
yapping ass
talking
Pan
to
African.
nigga like you're not
Tell me
talking
how to
to me,
do it,
bro.
bro.
I ain't got no problem with you, bro. Why you talking to me like
I'm
that?
waiting. I'm just
This
waiting
is
on y'all to
small.
tell me how to do it. Since y'all the macro
Somebody
thinkers and
bring
we the
in
micro thinkers, I want you to
Whenever
tell me
somebody
how to do it.
disagree with a Pan African, they
clip
call
the
you
story study at
Sambos
this
and
point, man.
Yeah,
Somebody gotta
Yes, you
right.
are.
And why the fuck I even want
Yes,
to
you
unite with
are.
a nigga who talking to me all crazy? Like, what
I
the fuck
don't
is
want
wrong
you.
with
That's
you,
what I'm
bro?
saying. That's my
somebody
point.
moderate because
We
y'all
don't
just
want
insult each other,
that's what I'm
bro.
saying. Y'all
Pan
Pan
Africans
African
do
is
not
not
Yeah,
want
they
no
ain't even
soft
ready. They ain't even
ass.
ready. They ain't even ready to have conversations
So
with some
we
real
gotta come
Africans, yo.
in ass niggas.
Yeah,
If
Y'all
a
probably
nigga
even touch
operate
shoulders.
Yeah,
with
Y'all
bro.
probably
You
even
never
touch
had
shoulders
that
with
politics,
one
real
convo
Africans,
with a
bro.
real African in your
so
life.
so so
on a
because
bunch of weirdos,
you
ain't
just
gave
want to
not
stop.
one solution.
So now
I
we
want to hear
gotta be
y'all macro
weirdos.
solution.
Hey,
Let me hear
hey,
the
I want to
solution.
actually hear the
God,
conversation though, y'all. Like,
that's what
can
I'm
we do it one at
saying.
a
Bro,
time,
you gotta
bro?
calm down. Just calm
I'm
down, bro.
one at a time. Everybody,
Cool.
y'all can be passionate and yell and everything, but just one at a time. I really want to hear what everybody got to say. It's a good conversation. Come on with it, man.
I want to hear the solution. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm muting right now.
that's what we're getting to, Dot, and you're like cussing people out. We're getting to the solution because the problem is what you're talking about only creates the feel good sort of ideas. We're telling
No,
you,
stop
okay, well,
talking
let's get
about
some
the
ideas.
problem. Tell me the solution. I don't want to hear y'all talk about what I'm
And so
saying.
as soon
Tell
as
me what you saying.
well, fuck it, yo, oh boy, I'm trying not to cuss this nigga out. Listen, bro, listen. I'm somebody else talk. All right, because I said I wasn't gonna cuss nobody the fuck out this week, and I ain't. Somebody else talk.
Yeah, I just don't
Hey,
think he know enough about Africa to be
Fetty,
having no type
real,
of solution at all. I
real
don't
quick,
think he know enough.
Fetty
Yeah,
and Gullah, right? So because it seems
Man.
like real quick, small. So
Well,
Fetty and Gullah,
let
it
me
seems like
ask
y'all
a
be going
question
on.
to get us back on track. Then can I ask a neutral
Real
question
quick,
just to get
Corey.
there?
Real
Go ahead.
quick, Corey. Real
Go ahead.
So Fetty and Gullah, it seems like y'all, two of y'all are on the accord that the African the cultural dynamics is too disparate to kind of facilitate the sort of kind of galvanization that the Pan-Africanists are kind of dreaming of, right? So this is what I want to ask the both of y'all. Going back to Stu Pease's idea, because that's where I was going to go with it, right? The European tribes as they were, have been warned for millennia. We know that. right up until World War I and World War II, some of the most deadliest battles in history, right? At some point in time, they took a look at Africa and they said, hey, we're probably going to always have little inner scene skirmishes or whatever, but we got to kind of click up against these people, right? And they came to an agreement. Like, so for instance, they're not unified either in the kind of aspirational sense that y'all will characterize a lot of Pan-Africanists. And I kind of agree with y'all, by the way, right? So they're not unified in that kind of dream type of way. They're just unified on the one principle that, hey, we could beef, but when it comes to these niggas, we got to keep them niggas here. And you feel me? So my question is, in light of that, right? And them clicking up against us, right? My opinion on Pan-Africanism is that happening kind of made it a necessity for us to click up to one degree or another. Why do y'all feel that clicking up on our part to counter their clicking up is so untenable for us when it was tenable for them?
Mm-hmm. I don't know who this Patah dude is. He need to stop talking about DNA because you don't know shit about DNA, bro. Talking about some Neanderthals ain't human. Ain't no more science that fucking Neanderthals that ain't human. No, I want to listen to you. I was reading some in the chat. It's a lot of pseudos. It's a lot of pseudos in here. I wouldn't even come up with what you're saying.
Let me restate the question because we're trying to get the conversation back on track. So the question is, you know, European tribes, European countries been beefing for years. World War II, World War I, killed each other. During the Berlin Conference, they decided, hey, what? We gonna always beef. We ain't gonna never click up in the dream kind of way that we associate with Pan-Africanism. Because even to this day, Europeans didn't click tight like that in that kind of aspirational, dream-like kind of way that y'all see the Pan-Africanists, right? But what they are clicked up on is the principle, like, we got to fuck these niggas. No matter how much we beef, we got to make sure we stay above these niggas, right? And what I'm saying is that event in history necessitated Pan-Africanism. They're clicked up against us. That's a fact, right? And I'm sure you and Fetty won't disagree. My question is, being that that's a fact, right? And the Pan-Africanism is essentially a response to that, right? It's saying we gotta click up. We ain't got no choice. You and Fetty seem to be of the opinion that African culture and tribes and all of that are so disparate that it would make any sort of clicking up on that level kind of untenable. And I'm asking you, what about the European dynamic that made their clicking up tenable versus why you guys believe that sort of clicking up on that level is not tenable when it comes to Africa?
It wasn't a total Europe though. It was eight different countries. It was 8 particular countries. It wasn't the whole Europe though.
Well, yeah, it ain't gonna be the whole Africa. But go ahead though. That's your answer, Gullah. You got more.
I'm not even really paying attention to what you're saying. That's you and Fetty conversation. Okay, I ain't even been here that long yet.
No, I was saying I didn't even want to dive into an apples and oranges comparison like that. I just wanted to focus on Pan-Africanism and the certain things that they're not doing right now and in the past to even protect regional African tyrants from wherever they at. So that's why I'm bringing up, like, I'm asking C-Dot, do you even know the criticisms of Pan-Africanism that has been prevalent as to why people feel like I just said I would rather not because again, whenever I had these conversations, the joker card that everybody pulls is, well, white people did it. They always bring like another group up with a different history and what
two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make a right, yo.
I'm tired of that, bro.
The joker card to trump nobody in a conversation.
No.
I'm trying to have
Haskell showing that y'all really don't have an answer. Y'all just being antagonists.
No. Again, no, I do have an answer. I literally brought up.
It ain't no answer. It ain't no damn answer. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I really don't give a fuck.
I literally
I'm live my life. I'm living my life and see good, yo.
I think y'all just got exposed.
Ain't nobody
y'all just got exposed.
Yeah. This is why I don't be talking. Let me go back on mute.
Because here's the thing, Chef and Fetty. Fetty and Gullah could very well be right.
Yeah, this shit.
Hold on, Gullah.
Here's why niggas be having these
right? Gullah, Eddie, hold on, bro, because you ain't want to talk. So listen, Gullah made a good point, right? He made a point that the nations that were involved in the Berlin Conference were only 8. So what I'm gleaning from that is that possibly Africa is way more diverse, way more divided, way more
Why you gotta
disparate
bring
than
up the
those.
history?
Hold
It goes
on.
back to the point of bringing up history and bringing up certain ethnic groups that have had. All right, go
Fetty,
ahead.
I'm in the middle of talking, dog. You literally
Go
just
ahead.
talked right over me, bro.
I'm up there. Go
So
ahead, bro.
Gullah made what I think is an excellent point, right? Y'all got to understand. I can't speak for nobody else on this panel, but for me, when I have these conversations, I don't have any emotional investment. I'm trying to refine ideas that are in my head, right, and getting some perspective from some people who see it opposite that I do, to where possibly I could refine my thinking. Maybe I'm not looking at this all the way around. You feel me? It's to be instructional and educative, right? So when I asked Gullah, and I asked on 2 separate occasions, my nigga, how you see this, da 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 da, and a nigga blow me off like, nigga, I ain't even listening to you. That's how the discussions get out of hand and niggas get to cussing each other out. I'm trying to really
That's
feel
not
where
a
y'all
good way to
coming
have a
from.
conversation, Haskell. I agree 100%. That's not a good way to have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn, bro. Like, so is
I like
the
the way you
position
put
that
that too. You put it better than just trying to learn. Like, right? You trying to get a different opinion so that maybe you can adjust your thought process.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right?
So
Because a
I
lot
really
of
like that.
times
But keep going. Keep going.
you can have some shit in your head perfectly worked out, and a nigga put a perspective in your head, and you never even consider. You like, damn. Okay, I gotta rework this whole shit. So when Gullah said that it was really only 8 nations, right? What my question is, what about that dynamic that made it possible for them to kind of click up in that way, where you don't see it as being necessarily as plausible in Africa? It's not trying to one up nobody or none of that, Fetty.
No,
And it's not an
I'm saying
apple
I
to
wanted
orange.
to prevent comparing and contrasting 2 different situations and people that had 2
Yeah,
different. So that's why I want to focus on the group that we're talking about. I
so
want
you
it
want
because
to
again, every
focus
time I had these
on
conversations, it reminds me of like a kid that get caught doing something, and they said, "Well, such and such, Tommy did it too." And so it's like,
no, but Fetty,
wait.
remember, the point is,
I
go
want
ahead.
again. Hold on. The reason why me and Gullah brought up like the history aspect and why it's important to know like just the people groups of Africa, the cultural ideas that was all of that. I'm saying as a Pan-African, I would think that you would already know these things because you would have an idea of using past situations and using it in modern times. But y'all saying learning about the history and the people don't matter at all. I'm like, hold on. How the fuck you a Pan-African want people to get
Literally,
you don't even understand what people
Stu said that. That was Stu P said that.
And
But Fetty,
let him finish. Let me talk.
go ahead,
No,
Stu P.
it is true. It is true that the historical aspect of a people plays an important part in their judgment. Nobody can deny that, right? But if we're arguing today that we're in the enlightened age, that knowledge is freely available, most of these people realize that, most of the people, the sub-Saharan Africans, realize that they have one thing in common. And what's that one thing they all had in common? That they were colonized.
I said that earlier. I said that.
Right?
I said it's
No,
basically black people who
let me
said we
finish,
need
please.
to galvanize and go at the oppressor, aka
Let me finish.
bang on the beat.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Realize that they have been colonized. No, you can be colonized and don't find it necessarily to bang on the beats, to build. You realize that individually you were not strong enough. Eli Matalan, and I'm going to use that name, Eli Matalan, and I'm not using whataboutism, because comparing and contrasting in a conversation is not about whataboutism.
It's necessary. You
It is
can't have
necessary.
conversations without comparing and contrasting. It's impossible.
You cannot have a conversation.
I agree, but you got to go through a methodology before you even get to the extra stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Fetty, let him finish, Fetty.
Yeah. Comparing and contrasting is never about whataboutism, because if you use an example and that example is relevant to the situation, that's not about whataboutism. Whataboutism is what Shakira did to her boyfriend. What about him? Shouldn't he get arrested too? without any justification. So I don't argue whataboutism. I argue examples. Now somebody will say, oh, there was only 8 countries in the Berlin Conference. But these were 8 countries who were fighting for a millennium. These African countries had little contact with each other before the European. They had not the communication skills in terms of what we think of today. They had contact with trades and all of that, but not to the extent of what the Europeans had with each other. Now, this is what I'm saying. When we look at Pan-Africanism, it's not a magic bullet. It's a realization that it's the original Me Too movement, that is the original Black Life movement without the corruption of the same-sex couple. It is saying to Black people that, listen, you are relevant. You are historically great people. Don't let anybody else tell you about yourself. It's not a savior complex. Nobody's not looking for anybody to come to save them. It is saying that
you don't see any. So there are no practical objectives then in
Yeah.
your
No.
level.
I'm saying that they're practical objective, because once you start realizing who you are and realizing that there is strength in numbers and realizing that if we're unified, we'd be a stronger group, it will work out better. But there's no short term. There's no short term. It's a long-term plan. It's not a today plan where this thing goes in play today and tomorrow everything is okay. Life don't work like that, but everybody expect immediate solution to outstanding problems. And life don't work like that. Rome wasn't built in a day. But we Africans expect that because we unite, we're going to be straight. Where's our infrastructure? Where's our knowledge base? We still depend significantly upon the Europeans for the simplest of matters. It's going to take time. It took China 50, if you look at pictures of China 50 years ago and look at them today, there's a whole total different country.
They got a jump start from the West, a huge jump start.
And right.
It was a finesse though. Like the whole point is that, like the way that everybody got their come up, they figured it out, they got together, and the people usually push. 9 times out of 10, most of these countries that actually decided to do what they were gonna do, like specifically China, those people struggled to get to where they are as a country now, as a superpower. So it's not like it seems with just a whole bunch of, hey, y'all, everything's going to just be beautiful. No, that's not the idea of Pan-Africanism. The idea of Pan-Africanism is for Black people to get together, work together in order to improve Black people. So whatever idea you can come up with that will positively affect Black people will be something that will be greatly due to Pan-Africanism. It's something that you can credit Pan-Africanism for anytime Black people do something in order to benefit other Black people, because that is ultimately the goal. It's not just about repatriotism. It's not about having to move over there, none of that type of stuff. It's about it's about Black people being able to work together in America, like everywhere. It's
in the world, in Brazil, in America, in Jamaica, in CARICOM,
right,
anywhere.
Everywhere.
It's not a magic bullet, but when people come and say Pan-Africanism don't work, it was never a magic bullet.
So you feel if any Black person doesn't want to subscribe to Pan-Africanism, you look at them as a traitor?
I look at them suspect. I don't look at them
as traitor. They want to just focus on their family and community, right? And
because you have micro Pan-Africanism and you have macro Pan-Africanism. So any Black person,
everybody that's classified as Black ain't everybody that's classified as Black ain't African though. Everybody classified as Black ain't African, ain't all African though.
So the Dr. York argument again. See
how
you
you
coming
here?
You cannot
talking about, bro?
You cannot overcome
it. He said worldwide Black people. Everybody is Black ain't fucking African. Just
the African diaspora. The African diaspora. I've been saying that all day, bro. Like, how do you get that?
I ain't been on her. I ain't been on her all day. I ain't been on her all day. I make $30,000 an hour. I ain't been here all day, yo.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, dude. So now you well aware.
But then
I'm just saying, if you consider people, if you consider Black people in Asia, them people ain't African.
Yeah, but Gully, you can't just jump in randomly into the conversation, not following the conversation,
And
brother.
there ain't no African to ask
Right.
either.
If you ain't following the conversation, then why are you jumping in with a whole bunch of like you direct to it?
Because people saying a lot of shit they don't make trying to figure this shit out. A lot of people saying shit don't make fucking sense.
It don't make sense because you're not following the conversation, bro. You brought up a point that would have easily been answered if you was listening.
Man, ain't nobody. I don't think nobody got no answers any fucking way. Y'all just talking.
You don't want to hear. That's what it is. You just don't want to hear. So why you even engage in these conversations? You don't want to hear. You don't want to.
Nah, because it ain't.
We all idiots and we need to go out to Gullah and we got it, Gullah. We got to go make your 30,000 a day or whatever it is that you're making, bro. We got you, dog.
One mic, bro. This shit sound crazy live. One mic.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just represent Niger. I represent Niger Congo people. I don't represent the whole fucking continent.
Go ahead, Haskell. What's up, bro?
Represent a language group that was made by Joseph Greenberg. Sounds fucking stupid, but go ahead.
Right.
No, it ain't. No, when it's no group name, no fucking Joseph Greenberg. It's a fucking culture of people that speak a common language, a common culture. Get the fuck out of here, goof ass nigga.
Hey, let's have some emotional intelligence along with all this other intelligence too. Let's chill out for a second. All right, so who was talking? I just got back.
Shit gonna be like this shit gonna be like motherfucking artist. It's gonna be like Jonathan Owen's fucking channel in a minute.
Gullah.
All this pseudo shit on here.
What you talking about? Why are you doing that?
Hold on. So Niger Congo is what Gullah would like to advocate for, right, Gullah?
But when he said Niger Congo, he's saying the same thing I said. I said sub-Saharan Africans. Sub-Saharan Africans are Niger Congo. He does not like the term sub-Saharan Africans, so he's going to use
it's
Niger.
one of them. I'm just saying that's one of them. Sub-Saharan Africa is diverse. Nilo-Saharas ain't Niger Congo people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Certain Ethiopian groups ain't Niger Congo people. Niger Congo people are us. People that speak Niger, the languages that are called Niger.
The Ethiopians say they're not black. Why are we trying to
that's my point. Yeah, that's my point.
I'm not trying to own people who don't say they're black. If you say you're not black, I'm not owning you. I don't own the Ethiopians or the Eritreans because if you ask them to tell you that they're not black, they have more affinity to the Eurasians.
Wait a second. Wait. Now I'm confused.
Sound like me, stupid. Sound like you.
It's crazy to me because the African Union, the African Union is in Addis Ababa. This whole conversation is fucking crazy to me.
But no, they don't say that they're not African. They say they're not black.
That's why you said African Union.
They never say that they're not Africans. They say they're not black.
No, they deny their Africanity too. A lot of them do.
No, they don't.
A lot of them do.
Yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of them do. A lot of them do, bro. I dated one for fucking 3 years. A lot of them do, yo.
So why you bring up Ethiopians then? Why you brought them up? They're not in the conversation. Don't bring up people that are not in the conversation.
Hey, Stu Peas, would you agree that not all Ethiopians feel that way though?
No,
yeah, all of them feel that. Yeah, all of them. It's a nuance.
The majority of them feel that way.
No, Brass. The majority of them do, though, Brass. The majority of them do. Not all. Every time we talking, I hate it when people say, "Now, are you saying all?" Nobody.
I don't know.
That's a general statement, bro. Most of them do.
Majority. But Corey, here's my thing. When I'm having these conversations, understand I'm being genuine. I'm trying to, I don't even know that it's a majority. So I like to get into how much, because I wouldn't want 60% to speak for the entire 100 is what I'm saying. So if you're saying it's 95, then okay. But I don't know that. I'm learning as y'all talking.
Right now, though, 60% is the overwhelming vast majority, just to let you know that.
Right, but then 40% is but 40% is a lot to just throw a jacket on too, though. 40, this is like, because
even if it was 40%, which it probably is not, right? They all just they don't speak against that, right? They don't speak against the demagoguery.
Okay. So they don't accept
they go right along with the demagoguery.
Okay. then that makes sense to me. If you like, for example, you know why I say that? Because similar to us, I hate to bring it to America, but that would be like saying, well, 55% of people support Trump, and 45. That means, well, they all do, but then the 45% don't, and they actually speak against it. So I understand against Trump per se, the other side. So if you're saying that it's 60, let's say it's 60, 70% that believe would deny blackness per se. But then if it's 30, 40 left and they don't actually try to fight that shit or put up no kind of effort towards it, then I have no problem saying the majority because they ain't doing nothing about it. It ain't like they fighting for it. I don't know why we would be fighting for it if they not fighting for it.
Right. Yeah. Right. And then while people talking about turn to Greenberg, man, I can argue the same thing about claiming identity some motherfucker gave you in the 1600s, nigga.
That's fair.
All right, this is some brass, right? We have to take this. Let me say this. This is something that we have to take into consideration, brass. We have many countries, many people in America who appears to be black and who will not deny blackness because they're hiding is a camouflage to them. Think about the Dominicans. They deny their blackness, but they come to America and they're in New York and they camouflage themselves among black people for protection. The Indians and the Chinese who come here, you don't see them outside, but because they camouflage and they're hiding themselves amongst a minority. I'm not talking about those people. When we talk about Pan-Africans, we're not talking about those people. So when Gullah brought them up in conversation,
hold on, Stu, because I want to move forward with some clarity because I don't know what you're talking about right now. So could you explain what you mean by they're hiding amongst us? I mean, maybe other people get it. I don't get what you mean. What you're saying.
Okay, all right. The Dominicans will tell you that they're not black. Dominica from Hispaniola will tell you that me not black.
Dominicans? You talking about Dominicans? Not all Dominicans ain't like that though, yeah.
No, we don't mean all like that.
Oh God!
In New York,
Corey just explained that, dude.
He was very specific. Hold on, wait. He was very specific, bro. Why you get upset, bro?
Question the intelligence now. Go question the intelligence.
No, he's not.
Corey just explained that.
Y'all want to have a
help it on the internet, stupid. It's something about the internet that make them ask these questions. It's like 10 internet questions, right?
Nah, but Brass, you gotta admit that was silly, especially after what Corey just said. Like,
what do you mean?
It's just silly.
No. But in New York, I will say this. Hey, hold on. Stupid, stay right there. Just hold on. But in New York City, though, Haskell, honestly, Dominicans don't consider themselves black. This is not. That's what stupid. He's not saying nothing wrong when he's saying that. Like I don't know what y'all. I don't know what
But hold on, but Gullah. I mean, Brass, Gullah countered that with the inane talking point of not all, and I'm saying that is silly. But go ahead, Stu. Let Stu finish his point.
Okay, go ahead, Stu.
Let me get back on track, please. Okay.
Shit, this nigga shit don't claim they black though. Shit, these niggas that claim they Indian, all type of other shit.
See?
Oh, God.
Please go ahead.
I sense the storm coming. Chef, the storm is coming. I feel it.
I just think the whole shit is a fucked up. Is a ship designed to fucking sink.
You have been in the conscious community too long, Gullah. Gullah, you need to cleanse your soul in the river.
Just go ahead and argue with Gullah.
I'm actually not in the conscious community. I'm a regular.
Somebody in the conscious community.
I just want to ask one question to Gullah. Gullah, what are your remedies? Because all you come with is old defeatist ass attitude since you got up here. Won't nothing work according to Gullah. I don't even know you. Hey, Blood, I don't even know you. I don't know you saying my name. I never heard of you. You was just talking to me earlier, bro. Now you don't know me. Like, all right, bro. I don't, but you talking to me like you know me. Like, I was in the conversation. You said I always. I don't even know you. This is my first time being in the conversation. I said,
Should
since you
touch
came
ass
into this
nigga the man they
conversation,
talking on the
let's come
channel,
up
bro.
flowing.
Hey,
Ask you a
I'm not
simple
saying we
question.
got to be
What
extra
is
nice.
your
Hey,
Let's show
always
solution?
on the
C-Dot some
channel acting
Nah,
hospitality
super
here,
fucking
y'all.
tough,
Hold on,
man.
C-Dot. Hold on, C-Dot. Hold on,
Let's
Corey.
show
Hold on,
I don't
C-Dot
want
C-Dot.
some
no solution.
hospitality
I'm gonna mute back
just for
out.
the rest of the
No,
week. Now,
just mute
next
out.
week,
Everybody mute out for a second.
get in
Everybody
his
mute out for
ass
a
next
second.
week. Pause.
Corey, hold on, Corey. Just pause. Real quick. We can have a great conversation, bro, but one mic. That's it. Just somebody humble the fuck out, respect your brother, and just humble out and let everybody finish their shit for y'all keep talking. So C-Dot, ask your question to Gullah. And then Gullah answer. And then try to do it that way. I don't want to mute people, but I'm probably
Nah, but Brad, he done let the man know he not interested in talking to him. So see that just
okay,
need to
then
leave him.
all right, then C-Dot,
Yeah,
just don't talk to him. I just got here. I thought somebody was moderating the conversation. I just got
He's a
here. Go ahead.
crazy ass nigga. And
All right,
super and be super
what
tough
is
on
your
these
I
other
want you guys to show C-Dot some
It ain't no.
hospitality just until the
No, I'm
end of the
good.
Yeah,
week.
you a
Then
nigga. You a
y'all
nigga
can
that like
keep
to wear.
going
You a
on.
nigga that like to
Then
wear
y'all can
costumes
treat him
and
like
shit,
me.
nigga.
Treat
Extra
him
tough
like me
ass
on
nigga,
Friday.
dog.
But right now, let's give him some
Yeah,
hospitality
I'm
right
good.
These
now.
niggas like to. These
I
niggas
just
like to
wanted to ask real
cosplay. These
simple
niggas like
questions.
to play. These niggas like to
That's it.
be cosplaying, role playing shit.
You want to beef? I ain't here for that, bro. If you ain't trying to have a conversation, then I
Yeah,
don't get why we
C-Dot, that's
I
doing
wasn't
it.
even
You
talking. I wasn't
just
even
want to
talking to
come with
you.
a
I
beef.
wasn't even
Hey,
talking to you.
C-Dot.
I'm
Ask
talking to
questions.
fucking. I wasn't even
Hey,
talking to you.
C-Dot,
I'm
that
No,
talking.
I'm
shit
I
just
was
probably
getting my
asking you a
get
sell.
back
question,
on hat.
brother.
That
Brother,
shit
is there
probably
a
sell.
solution that
C-Dot,
you can bring forth?
y'all two just don't talk. But no. He don't want to talk to you, bro.
I don't have a
He don't want to
problem
talk.
with. Oh, okay, all right. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
he
shit, it is
just
what
don't
it
want
is.
to
You
talk
ain't
to
got
you.
to
But
talk to
what's
me.
your question? What's your question? Just ask me the
My,
question so I can get an
my
idea. Maybe
question is
somebody else can answer.
solution. My question are the solutions for the people who are defeatist, who saying won't nothing work. Don't nothing work. Ain't nothing gonna work. Ain't nothing never gonna work. We just gonna be in the position we in just because it ain't gonna work. What's the solution? Does anybody have a solution, or is it just the defeatist talk? Like nothing works.
No, I think we're discussing Pan-Africanism, and I think I agree with you in that sense of anytime you're actually trying to. I have a different conversation. Anytime somebody's trying to get somewhere as a group, when we're doing the we and the us conversation, um, I would always think somebody could present something that could move the group forward. But right now, it's more of a dispute at Pan-Africanism. But I would say the same thing about FBA. I would say the same thing about any of that stuff. I think we need to work on the we and the us first. Who is the we and the us? If it's all of us, then great. But I think that's the overall issue. Kind of like the question I asked you earlier. I stepped away for about an hour and a half, but it was kind of like the question I asked you earlier. Which version of the Pan-Africanism everybody was talking about? Because we could say that the OAU or the AU is not Pan-Africanism, but that would be kind of crazy because they're trying to do that. Then you got Ibrahim and the different people that are doing their version of Pan-Africanism. Then you got the people here doing their version of Pan-Africanism. And then y'all don't want to accept him. He might be the bastard stepchild at this point. But then Umar, he has a following. So he's doing a different version of Pan-Africanism. So with all these, it's funny that the theme in and around Pan-Africanism to me, or not funny, it's ironic that it's unity when you could look at different parts of the world and see all these different versions going on, but the theme is somehow unity. So my question to you would hold on real quick. I'm just gonna ask a question and dip out. Somebody else got to moderate because I'm out and about. The question
As soon as I answer this, I'm gonna be out too. I'm at work, so I just want to be quick with it. That's why I'm trying to get you to give me the question.
No problem. I'm right here. So then my question is, it's just always I'd like to at least get like what Pan-Africanism are you yourself talking about? Because it might not be the overall agreed upon Pan-Africanism that the everybody's talking about.
I got you, brother. There is no uniform version of Pan-Africanism because Pan-Africanism is an ideology. So there are different formats for which people proceed in order to practice the ideology. As I've already explained, the practice of helping Black people progress is the ideology of Pan-Africanism, whether that be finances, whether that be creating businesses, whether that be, education, with all of these different formats are practices of Pan-Africanism. So there is no specific way that you have to go about practicing it as long as whatever your way is benefits black people throughout the diaspora. That's it.
Amen.
Well,
Amen.
then I guess I
Amen.
guess as far as your definition goes, see that I would be a Pan African then. Like,
Yes.
That's
yeah,
what it is.
I
I
said earlier.
I
It's
would be
100
saying what
different versions
Yes.
of a
One
ain't
mic.
no problem
like,
with Pan
It's
Damn, bro, what
100
Africanism.
the fuck?
different
But I
Hold on,
versions.
one
understand
mic.
that.
God damn, one
Just,
mic.
I'm sorry.
just the thing.
I'm sorry, my bad.
The thing
Go
with
ahead.
me, I can't. Like, I think it's like for me, I think it's a big false group of hope because you can't do all that shit. You got to stop all these young niggas blowing each other down first for anything. You can't stop
That,
that shit. I
that's
don't
your
want to hear
job,
about
right?
talk shit. I don't want to hear
Is
about
that your
talking about
job or
shit
not?
until these niggas
Or do you want to
You don't want
do
to
you
do
want to do
something too
something
much,
about it,
man.
or you just want to complain about it?
put these switches down, yo. Ain't
Okay,
nobody
cool,
ain't
man.
my
Do you want
job.
to do
Shit.
something about it? It
Well,
ain't
you
your job.
can't do
So
nothing
why
about
are
it.
you in
You
the
can't.
conversation?
Yeah,
That's what
y'all
I don't be understanding, brother.
You
You'll
can't do
sit
nothing
here and
about
talk
it, bro.
about what other people need to do, but you not willing to step up and do nothing about it. If you got a problem with young brothers having switches, go out there and teach them how to shoot. Teach them how to respect guns. Teach them how to actually unify with each other instead of banging against each other.
Man,
That's the
I
only
do.
thing
But
I
what
that
if
do.
you
you
I
can
only
got. I
want to
got
do.
my own.
focus on African Americans?
Then,
I got my own niggas in my. I got my own young niggas that listen to me, bro. But you can't tell it to
okay,
everybody, bro.
then. Okay,
That's what I'm
bro. So
saying,
that's what
bro.
I'm saying.
Motherfucker,
So
you
why are you
can't. You
trying to
only so
hold
much
that
you can
against Pan
do. It's only
Africans?
so much you can do,
If
bro.
you,
I'm talking
so
about
why
shit
are
that
you
go
trying to
back
hold
fucking.
that against
I'm
Pan
talking about beefs
Africans?
that go back 30 years. They don't even know why they beefing, bro.
Why
What the
are
fuck you
you
talking about?
holding that against Pan
Tribalism. That's just
Africanism?
base. That's just tribalism, nigga. Because
You see, you
I just
just
think
wanna you just
yes,
wanna
because
be upset,
I
bro.
just think
Because when I ask you
no, I
about
just think
solutions,
no, I just think
then you say I don't give a fuck. I don't
ain't
care about
nobody
none of that.
waiting on their chest. Just
Anytime I
yeah,
ask you about a solution for a
yeah, nigga,
problem
get
that you
your
claim
money,
you
get
got,
your money,
you
and get
claim you
yours,
don't
nigga. That's
care.
all I'm
So why
saying,
are
nigga.
you even in a discussion? I already know what you're saying, and what you're saying is nothing because you're not willing to do
blow,
nothing
yeah,
in order to
keep talking
improve
till you
nothing.
pass out, nigga. Keep wasting your time.
I'm not gonna. I promise you, I'm about to get off this, especially with you, because you not talking about nothing. You just complaining and crying and bitching and moaning.
Ain't
You not
nobody complaining.
not coming
Ain't
up with a
nobody
solution
complaining. I just think
for
no, ain't
nothing.
nobody
You are
complaining, bro.
complaining. That's
I'm
what you
not, bro.
call young niggas with
Look, bro. I'm
switches.
not in that
You scared
circus.
to get out
I'm
the
not in that
hood.
circus you in,
Oh,
bro.
it's been a
I'm not in
2-year
the
beef.
circus you
Nigga,
in. You
stop
don't have to
making
talk to me.
excuses
You
and
don't
get
gotta
your
talk
ass
to me
out there.
about somebody
Making
motherfucking
excuses and get your
solutions
ass
and
out
all this
there.
bullshit, bro.
Period. If you
Out of
ain't
here,
willing to
shit.
do that, nigga, you just bitching and moaning
Well,
and crying.
this ain't Sinetta. This ain't Sinetta channel I'm on. We in Brass
Care nothing about that,
cigar
bro.
room. We
Talking
in the
about
cigar
you.
room, nigga.
About you.
We in the cigar
But I
room.
holler at y'all, man. Y'all be good. I'm about
I see that. I
handle
hit you
business,
later.
man.
I
Y'all have a
see
good
that.
one, man.
Hey man,
I holler.
y'all, I need security in Brass Cigar Room at this point.
Can I say something now?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Can I say something? I agree with C that Pan-Africanism is not an exact science. It's an approach to solve identifiable problems. Pan-Africanism can exist on a micro level, as I said earlier, and as on a macro level. Now, Gola just said he's helping the youth in his community. Now, if Gola came with a system that works for his group dynamic and decide to export it to other cities in hopes that it can work also, that's a form of Pan-Africanism because it's helping black people. No, whether we want to call ourselves Africans or we don't want to call ourselves Africans, or you want to call yourself FBA, or you want to call yourself ADOS, once you identify as black and you can develop a system to help other black people, you don't want to call it Pan-Africanism, I don't have a problem with it. But at the root, it is Pan-Africanism. That is what Pan-Africanism is about. It's
Can I say
about
something to you,
helping
Stu
black
P?
people. Yes.
All right, so Stu, I think it's. I wish C-Dot was still here. I wasn't
Yeah,
participating
because
earlier, but
I
it
don't even
seems
want.
like
I don't even have the heart to tell
it
that.
seems like y'all copping out on the low.
Yeah, he's like he was talking to me like
Hold
I don't like
bro.
when them niggas be talking to people like they talking to somebody they've been talking to for a long time. He told me I'm crying and complaining. You just start talking to me today. I ain't complaining and cry about nothing. Nigga, I just made a
We'll move
statement.
on from that.
Stop
We'll
telling me
move
I'm
on
crying and
from that.
complaining because
Be
the
a
10
duck,
other niggas that you
man.
would argue with was crying and complaining. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
What you saying, no, Brass?
I don't be on Sodnet and all them pseudo ass channels and shit. I'm a regular nigga that work and go to work and shit, live a regular motherfucker life. I just shit. I'm talking common as a regular black nigga in fucking America.
So what I was saying is it seems like that's a bit of a cop out to me, Stu Peas. Now I know that sounds inflammatory, but every time I ask somebody about Pan-Africanism and I start getting to the root of it, I hear things like, I bring up the African Union, right? Now the African Union, then they start telling me that that's not Pan-Africanism, which is hilarious to me, but okay, I get whatever, that's fine. It is the people in America telling me that the African Union, formerly the OAU, somehow isn't Pan-Africanism. But I just sometimes I'll stop, sometimes I'll stop talking. I'll stop listening when people say that. Go ahead.
An American analog would be the NAACP. A lot of American people will tell you them ain't for no black folk, no matter what the name of the organization.
I'm not disagreeing with you. See, that's the
thing
is because I don't catch like that. Go ahead.
No, Brass. What I'm saying is it's the same concept. When people say the AU isn't about that, you get it?
But I don't get it. But because the AU is literally Pan-Africanism.
Pan-Africanism.
Like it's literally
how do you
look
at
what
that's
they're
the
trying
definition.
To do, it's
like,
the definition of what they're trying to. They are practicing Pan-Africanism, trying to bring the African country together. Pan-Africanism, like they're literally
like
practicing
talking about.
So hold on. But my point, Haskell, before it gets lost, is like even when they practice Pan-Africanism, a lot of people don't know only African countries can vote. Haiti's applied, other places have applied. They'll let you watch, they'll let you sit, but you can't vote with them. So they're doing Pan-Africanism.
No, but it's not Pan. Brass, do you know that the ambassador for Ethiopia doesn't even identify as African?
That's his choice. I'm talking about the AU, what they're trying to do.
No. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. Okay. Like Gullah brought up earlier, the center is in Addis Ababa, in a country that don't even, a lot of them, particularly the ruling class, they don't even identify with the idea of even being African like that.
Okay.
So
they're still trying to practice. Like, no matter what you're saying, so you're saying that the AU is not practicing Pan-Africanism. Is that your statement? I just want to be clear before you go forward. Is that the statement? Are you sure you want to make the African Union is not practicing Pan-Africanism?
Not in the way that you hear people like me and Stuart talking about. Like
perfect. When perfect. No, perfect.
Yeah, I think they identify being African. They don't identify being like black Africans and shit.
Can I answer that question, Brass? Can I answer that question?
Because I want to finish my point. But go ahead.
You are right. The AU is an organization of African nations. It was never built on Pan-Africanism.
Okay.
Pan mean worldwide. Pandemic. Pan mean worldwide.
Okay.
It was to solve African problem within Africa. If we go back in history, let's look at Garvey, because Garvey was a major catalyst for the idea of Pan-Africanism, although he has never stepped foot in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you look at the UNI flag, the red, black, and green, if you look at many African countries, they may not have the red, but they have the black and the green. We can find that were directly influenced by the Garvey flag. Mm-hmm. If we look at the time period and the history, right? No, when we look at what the objective of the AU is, it was not Pan-African objective. You have Pan-African leaders who were in it at the beginning. No, not because we're saying it's like saying an organization based somewhere have to have the ideals that we want them to have.
Mm-hmm.
Other countries now. We'll look at Abraham Traore. He's starting his little thing and he's pulling ideals from other people from other period of time. It's starting small. There's no universal definition for Pan-Africanism. And there's no universal definition for communism. Every country who had it, practice it their own way. Capitalism, every country who has it, practice it its own way. Pan-Africanism is an early institution. I don't think it's even, right? It's early, it's young, it's growing pain, it's teething pain. is people have to recognize that what they want and who they believe they are. Right? It's not an immediate solution to any problem. Panafricanism cannot solve any problem because most of the countries where black people reside is not in control of the land, the labor, the capital. They're not in control of the factors of production. But we might want to say, oh, that's not true. But the factors of production, land, labor, and capital, is easily influenced by outside forces.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, they want to be religious. But they want to be religious because I'm going to segue for a second. Any black man who calls himself an Arab suffering from Stockholm syndrome. Any black man who's Arab is suffering from Stockholm syndrome. Persian tell us that black is ugly. That's the first thing the Persian said. 1,000 years ago when the Persian went to India, India was majority dark-skinned people. And the Persian told him that them ugly because they were enslaving people in Africa. So when the Arab come on this thing and start to question Pan-Africanism, I have to ask where his allegiance lie. Is it with the Arab or is it with black people?
But stupid, I don't want to hijack my point though. My point is,
I just wanted to show that.
No, I got that. But my point is with Pan-Africanism, when people, you could go into a room of 30 Pan-Africanists and get 30 different versions.
Yes.
And somehow we're all supposed to end up, all black people in the diaspora, we're all supposed to end up under this one thing that 30 people can't agree with. Like, for example, y'all been letting...
Brass, that don't stop you from being a Christian, though.
No, it doesn't.
Don't stop you from being a Christian.
But I'd love to do the whataboutism. I'd love to do the whataboutism.
No, that's not whataboutism. That's not whataboutism. That's not whataboutism.
I would love to do the whataboutism with Christianity.
Diversity works.
Yeah,
works.
I agree.
Diversity works.
I agree.
Diversity works.
A lot of times, y'all know, if you keep saying it, people will hear you. But what I'm saying to you, Chef and Stu Peas, I'm not going to get off on my point because y'all bring up Jesus Christ. That's another fallacy.
Diversity works.
I know, not in this case.
It does.
Because, for example, hold on.
Unify under the
on.
Whoa, what's wrong with you?
Let me finish my fucking sentence first.
Go ahead.
My point is, it doesn't work in this particular case. Because what C-Dot described was just very fucking simply black people helping other black people. That's all he described. When he said what fucking Gullah was doing and what he's doing and what this person is doing, that's just black people helping people. It ain't Pan-Africanism. It's black people.
It is.
It's black
people. You don't want to see what it is.
When Gullah helps other people in his neighborhood, we're talking about the gun education and this, that, and the other. You can call it Pan-Africanism if you like. It's just black people helping people. Pan-Africanism is very specific.
Helping people,
yeah. Black Pan-Africanism is some specific shit that y'all can't agree on. And when Umar Johnson was fucking people over with these schools that don't fucking exist, and Cyrus Sutin said he was running around here saying his version of Pan-Africanism is AR-15s, and you got to get these crackers in order. And then you got Ibrahim doing his whatever the hell he doing over there in Africa. You got it's so many different.
Don't be lying on Cyrus Sutin.
Yeah, whatever. Well, we had to let you know he was up there with guns saying you got to get these motherfuckers in order. So what I'm saying, Stu Peas, is that when you trying to say, our question to you would always be, if we just saying black people helping people, that ain't just Pan-Africanism. That might be something in the thought. But if I just go help my brother, that's just a black person helping another black person. But if you gonna say Pan-Africanism is a thing, we know that, right? It's like it has to be one thing if we're all gonna unify underneath it, right?
Brass,
wouldn't that make sense?
Brass, at the core, all Pan-Africanism is that don't be a meaning. look out the door and realize that you are your brother's keeper. At the simplest core, that is what Pan-Africanism is. It is not this complicated thing that you want it to be.
So
And that's a misunderstanding. You want it to be more complex and complicated.
What's the definition of Pan-Africanism, Steve?
At its fundamental core, it's black people looking out for other black people.
No, not the core. I don't want your version. There's a definition.
There is none. There is none.
There is no definition for Pan-Africanism.
There's none. There is none. Everybody find their own way. That GTP might tell you something, but when Marcus Garvey was on King Street, when Marcus Garvey, I mean worldwide Africans,
he was a scammer. And he was a scammer. He scammed black people.
Africans.
Okay, but he scammed black people. Marcus Garvey, if we're gonna bring up Marcus Garvey, he scammed black people. We can accept that.
Cause I ain't fucking with nobody just because of the color of their skin, yo. Like some people,
I love black people.
It's some sick ass people out here, bro. It's some sick ass people out here. I ain't helping no nigga. I ain't helping no nigga that like 16-year-old girls and all the other shit just because he black.
Gola, did Allah promote the castration of black men?
See, we go somewhere else. I want to stay with
No. He's quick to jump on Marcus.
No.
Allah promote the castration of black men, of millions of black men.
I don't know what.
If you're against Marcus Garvey, I'm talking to Gola. Gola, did Allah promote the castration of millions of black men?
I didn't jump on no Marcus Garvey, yo.
Did Allah promote the castration of millions of black men?
You said what?
Answer the question. Did Allah promote the castration of millions of black men?
Who?
You said who?
Allah.
Yeah, Allah.
God.
Why are you saying that? Why are you saying that to Gullah?
Did the God Allah promote the castration of millions of black men?
Is Islamic, I think. But
I
want to know. I want to know. Can you be a Pan-Africanism? He ain't Muslim.
No,
so,
he ain't Muslim.
But yeah, the answer is yes. The answer is yes.
No, I want to hear Gola answer.
That ain't even what I just said. That's not even what I just said. I said I'm not helping every damn nigga. I am not helping every nigga just because his skin black. I just said I'm not helping every nigga because a nigga skin black. I mean, if he's sick, I mean, some of the motherfuckers some sick ass bastards. I'm not helping no sick bastard just because he's fucking black. It could be some nasty ass serial killer ass rapist ass motherfucker just because he's black. I'm supposed to help him? Fuck that.
Oh gosh, bro.
Go ahead, go.
All right, now we done got everything off our chest. We done got it all off. We got everything off chest.
Go ahead, Corey.
Now, I want to know, right? Because I'm hearing that as long as you're helping black people, right, you're a Pan-African, right? So, but my question is, because me particularly, right, I'm only going to help African-American black people. Not continental black people, not people in Europe. I don't give a damn if they diasporas in Australia. I don't give a damn where the niggas is at, right? If you ain't in these United States of America, why would I explain why am I giving a fuck about anything you got going on, right? And does that just because I don't give a fuck about all the other diasporans, right? But I love my African Americans, right?
Don't cut them off.
Hold on. But I love my African Americans, right? Do that still make me a Pan-African?
So you ain't
let me answer that.
No, wait.
You don't let the bike no more. What happened to all the bike stuff?
That's a general question. That wasn't to you.
Those are my ancestors, right? I recognize my ancestors, but as far as helping niggas out and building up somebody's economy, it's going to be over here in these United States. If them Africans want to talk to me, they better start talking to me about some of them goddamn minerals first before I talk about anything. I don't want to.
I'm not even. Hey, Corey, I'm not even helping every nigga. My bad.
Listen, Gullah. I don't want to talk to an African about the goddamn weather before we talk about them goddamn minerals and some paper and a paycheck. First, we can talk, but at least send a paycheck first. Then I'll come over there and talk to you. But until you niggas start breaking bread first, We ain't got a goddamn thing for you because we the only ones with something to bring to the table. The knowledge, how to get the cobalt out the ground, how to build up the infrastructure. We the only ones know how to do that shit. Them niggas sitting on it, right? They sitting on the shit and don't know what to do with it. So don't talk to me about Pan-Africanism or building up economies and none of that shit, right? If them niggas ain't finna write a check or break some bread first, listen, first, they gotta break the bread.
Can I answer?
Hey, can I say something? Let me just say something real quick after Corey say something though. I would say I'm not helping every damn nigga. I'm not even helping every nigga over here. If you ain't in my immediate circle, I'm not helping. I guess I'm Pan-Africanism the shit. Shit, I help my motherfucking shit. If you my homie, shit, I'm gonna help you, nigga. Shit. Some of my niggas black, some of my niggas, African American, some of my niggas Afro-Colombian, some of my niggas Afro-Cuban. Shit. I guess I'm practicing Pan-Africanism if my homeboy catch a flat and I'm not help. Shit, I'm not helping every nigga here.
Go ahead, Stu Pease. This is hilarious.
Can I speak now?
Go ahead, Stu Pease. And land your plane, Stu Pease, though.
Let me land my plane now, because what Corey said is not a problem to me as a Pan-African. And it wouldn't be a problem to most Pan-Africans either. Because passing christening picnic first. What I mean by passing christening picnic first? We help those in our immediate vicinity first. We don't have a problem with that. The thing is that you are a willing person to help in the upliftment of your people. I don't have a problem with that. I know Pan-Africans would. So what Corey said would rattle somebody who's of lesser intelligence, and what Gullah said would have lessened. But what I don't like the me Negroes. If you're a we Negro and the we encompass your group, no problem with you. I will welcome you. You know, why are you going to ship?
We as an African American.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish.
African.
Why are you going to ship?
Let him finish the start.
Why are you going to ship help? Why are you going to ship help? 2,000 miles away, 200 miles away, 2 miles away, 1 meter away, 1 foot away, 1 inch away, when you have problems in your proximity. Why should I ask you to do that? It would be unfair of me. So I don't have a problem with that. So if you want to think you're saying something that's going to agitate thinking people going to laugh at you and say, we understand. I will understand why you're saying that. If problems in your vicinity, why are you not going to help those people first?
Yeah, I don't agree with none of y'all. And the reason why is because the world of today is way different than the world of yesterday. We're connected. The world is way more connected. And if people see an issue or a need, if somebody need help in Haiti, you feel me, and we have the ability to help them, then you should help.
No matter who it is.
You get what I'm saying? Right. So when we start talking about,
Jeff, I don't give a damn about Haiti.
That's fine. That's fine. So we work around. Right. But we work around people like you. Then you dig what I'm saying? If you just want to help a nigga in Flint, Michigan, we ain't gonna turn you away, right? That's just you. But if somebody, if it's starving people in fucking Haiti or in Cuba or in Jamaica or in fucking Nigeria, yo, and you can help them, you're supposed to do it.
We gonna keep them in our prayers. We gonna keep them in our prayers.
Listen, prayer ain't never helped. Prayer ain't never helped nobody. If you can help somebody,
we'll keep them in our prayers.
Yeah, if you can help somebody, you're just supposed to do it. Now, I understand the ideology. You need to fix homes, this, that, and the third. But no, come on now. People starving around the world. Yeah, I mean, family and shit. You supposed to help.
Yeah, it's like my girl. She Afro-Colombian, yo. I might help her family. I might help her. I might help her family. Hold on. I might help her family. And women in my family, but I'm not giving Keisha down the street fucking gum off my bottom of my shoe. Just because she in my community. You gotta know me or be in my immediate circle for me to be helping a motherfucker. Like I'm not just helping no Now, if I want to like give it some world shit, like what Chef was saying, out of my hold on.
Some off
like
your shit if they needed help.
Yeah, if they needed help, like on some serious shit, like a motherfucker gonna need some serious help. But other than that, if the motherfucker ain't doing shit with me and I'm helping them in my circle and I don't know you, I ain't helping shit. But if I see something that's like some world shit and I want to help just because I want to help, I'm gonna help. Not because I'm not on some Pan African shit, just because I'm a human. I only fuck with who fuck with me, yo.
All right. The next time I meet Martin Luther King, I will tell him that. You hear? The next time I meet Edgar Evans, I will tell him that.
Martin Luther King got to do with this? Martin Luther King.
No. Because if everybody thought like how Gullah thinks, the predicament that we're in would be far worse.
Martin Luther King wouldn't have went to Birmingham. You think
Martin Luther King, yes, he
I'm
wouldn't.
from Atlanta. What am I going to go to Birmingham for?
I don't expect anybody in this chat to be Martin Luther King, bro. What are we doing?
No.
Ideal.
Yeah, but we're
you still supposed to have lofty
ideals.
Niggas sound crazy.
No, these niggas don't live
lofty. Now I know you ain't talking, Brad. I done seen you know all kind of motherfuckers.
I'm not saying me.
So
I'm not
you
saying
just
me.
talking shit.
I'm not saying me. Hold on, wait. I'm not saying me. I'm saying the average everyday person. I know how you live. You know how I live. So of course I'm not talking about me. I'm saying the average everyday person in their hood, in their community, when they're going about their day and doing things, they're helping the people that they see. They don't have the idea. They're not live. They know who Martin Luther King is. They revere the man, but they are not trying to even go over to the next block in their neighborhood and fix that. They fixing their family and they fixing that. So I'm not telling you whether it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you what people are doing. And I don't like when people say just helping Black people is Pan-Africanism, because we're acting like Pan-Africanism doesn't have a definition, and it does. So I understand when Corey is saying, I'm going to help the African Americans here on this continent. I'm not concerned with anybody else. I can understand it, right? I don't got to agree with it, but I can understand it. So I'm not saying I'm just saying putting the ideal of MLK on the average everyday African American, I think that's just a bit much.
Did you look that up, by the way, Brad? Did you look up the definition, by the way?
Yeah, I did, and because you know I did.
What did it say?
We're waiting on you. We're waiting on you.
Okay.
Hold on, Scoopy. What it say?
It says definition says the cleanest way to put it. Pan-Africanism is the political, cultural, and social philosophy that all people of African descent on the continent and in the diaspora share a common history and destiny, and therefore should unite in pursuit of freedom, dignity, and self-determination. So Haskell, I say to you, when Corey is helping people in Indianapolis, and when Gullah is helping the people in his immediate community and takes the stance,
hey, don't you cuss at me like that, bro. Indianapolis, bro. What? Indiana.
Clean it up. Clean it up.
Indiana's good enough, but I'm way up north.
Okay.
We
Clean
don't
it up.
fuck with Indianapolis up here. South Bend, baby. Notre Dame,
Indiana.
Indiana.
I want to cuss you out for introducing limbo to me. I've wasted entirely too much of my motherfucking time. Me and my wife playing limbo in the past 3 days.
Limbo
that's another conversation,
bro. Go ahead.
But I'm disgusted you introduced it. But here's the part. So Haskell, my point is, we gotta separate when we say, well, Gullah's doing Pan-Africanism when he's teaching the young brothers where he is. No, he's just helping Black people, because this ain't that Pan-Africanism is very specific, Haskell. Pan-Africanism is a very specific thing. Whatever version you got of it, this is what it is. All.
Not according to that definition.
I'm going to say a quick part. All. This is all. It's the political, cultural, social philosophy that all people of African descent on the continent and in the diaspora share history, blah, blah, blah. And we should unite in pursuit of freedom, dignity, and self-determination. That's all. That's all of the Africans on the continent and in the diaspora.
So if I'm just helping somebody, don't fucking put your Pan-Africanism on me because I'm helping
Well,
another
Brad,
black
it
person.
doesn't say
That's all I'm
to
saying.
help. It doesn't say to help everyone. It's saying that the concept is that all of them have a shared history. That's the all part. That's what the all
Right.
applies to.
No,
It's
no,
the
and
shared history
therefore,
and the shared
no,
history.
no, stay right there. Stay right there. And therefore should unite in pursuit of freedom, dignity, and self-determination. Hold on. It says key points inside the definition. Unity. Africans everywhere are one people despite borders or slavery scattering. That's all, my nigga.
I
That's
even
not
cringe when I hear the
helping
shared
motherfuckers
history
on the
part. Though.
street.
I don't like the shared history part. I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not
I mean
with
it's
that.
in the
Like,
definition.
there ain't
It's not
nobody
a like it, but
shared.
it's in the
Ain't nobody
definition.
went through what
Who
my
these niggas?
ancestors went through. I'm
Right.
sorry, like I'm tired of that shared shit.
I
Bro.
understand, but
Them
Corey,
niggas didn't go through what we did. Like
I
share
understand
my
that. I
share,
understand
share
that,
your
but
ass.
Who
Corey, we
these
can't
niggas?
change the definition just because we want to. The
No,
definition of
yeah,
Pan-Africanism is the definition of
I
Pan-Africanism.
mean, it's
I don't
plenty.
think he's
It's
trying to
plenty of.
change
It's
Who
plenty
these
of African
niggas?
diaspora. It's plenty of descendants of Africans that's in the diaspora all over the Americas, other than the United States, that went through slavery, yo, like went through hard shit. They still going through hard shit today. It ain't just U.S. African Americans that went through slavery.
Right. Right. And not
They
not
didn't
only
do
that,
Jim
not only
Crow,
that, Gullah, but
redlining. They didn't do all of those things, the redlining, the Jim Crow, all the rest of the shit
I
that
mean,
came
they do.
along the
They do it in Colombia. They do it to fucking. They do it
Yeah,
to people who
Corey,
went
come
up
on,
there. Red
come on.
They
lining,
do it
all
in
that shit.
Brazil.
Here y'all
come
go.
on,
They
man.
do that shit. They do it in Latin America to black population, like the country where my girlfriend. They do it to Colombians, black Colombians. They are
These
marginalized.
niggas are
Do the
They
same
do it
shit.
in Mexico.
Here goes the thing though. The thing is, that's why I hate that C-Dot's not still here, because when everybody went crazy when I said yeah, I would agree with his definition earlier, but then I was gonna tell him that the problem I didn't get a chance to was that he used black people with his definition, and I was then gonna go in to elaborate that here goes the thing: the way I'm gonna define black is gonna be totally different from the way you define black, and that's where the problem's gonna
All
lie.
right. Define
Like
black. Define black. Define black. I stand in for
for
C.
me,
Define
for
black. Yes,
me, motherfuckers.
we about to fuck up this whole conversation.
Yeah,
Telling
yeah,
y'all right
we
now.
need
yeah.
we need to, because this is important for
We do need to. We do
We
need
need
to.
No, I
Yeah.
don't even think we're qualified to. We could just say what the
No.
definition is. No.
But
But once we start, hold on. But once you start getting into each individual person's definition of black, that still don't got nothing to do with the definition of Pan-Africanism, though.
well, the reason
Yes, it
why
does.
is because
There's a lot that ain't black in it.
he used it in the definition though, Brass, and so that was my point. So I said based on your definition, and I don't know why he
This
thought
ain't
it
my
was.
definition. This is
No,
the
I'm talking about
definition.
no. I'm talking about earlier. And this is kind of separate. But C-Dot got all excited when I say, well, based on your definition, well, hell, I'd be a Pan-African. He didn't get that I was saying it like that. Like, in other words, it's not even really nothing to be proud of, because everybody's fucking definition of black gonna be different. I didn't get a chance to tell him
Define
black
it.
to me only means, okay, I was about to say, black to me only means people in America and Jamaica. That's it. I don't even get in all deep into the, oh, well, they sent people over here and over there and this, that, and the other. I'm done with it. Like America, Jamaica, like that's good enough for me. And I ain't even saying that just because you on here. Who else? Where else they send niggas to? And that other mother, yeah, like that's it. Like just the places I know where we Haiti, went. Bahamas. So you're saying he's saying basically transatlantic slavery.
Transatlantic
slavery, diaspora in Africa. Yeah, that's it. That's black for me.
So black according to those people who came off the slave ship.
Yeah, that's black. Ain't no and the rest of Africans. So like that's what I'm saying. Like Pan-Africanism, like you know what I mean. Like, but he in his definition he used black. So
You
like,
just described
right,
everybody that we talking about, though.
Okay.
All right.
You know that
not the Africans though, chef. will be
So
their
the
No,
Africans
he's
wouldn't be
not
black.
Not the
describing
which ones?
everybody in the. And hold on, that's not in the. What he described is part of the actual definition of Pan Africanism, but that ain't everybody.
No, Brass, he was
Africans wouldn't be
defining
black.
black. He was defining his definition of not
Yeah,
Pan
because I've heard other
Oh, okay.
I've heard other versions of because that's what I'm saying. But I've heard, but it seems like to me when I hear Stu Pease say black, he means even continental Africans like today. Like that's what I'm trying to.
All right.
Yeah,
Let me
Wait, you
answer
think
that. Let me answer
continental
that.
Africans are black?
Let me answer that.
that's
Let
what
me
it
answer
sounds
that.
like to me.
Let me
Let
answer
him
that.
answer. Let him answer that.
Let me answer that.
Of course they are.
Back in the day, let me answer this. Then please. Back in my 20s, I would agree with you. I was of the thought system that black only referred to those descendants of the slave ship because the experiences were totally different. Until I realized that colonization is not unique to the Americas. When I talk about the Americas, I'm talking about Canada, United States, Mexico, South America, the Caribbean. I realized that colonization was not unique to only those individuals. So I had to expand my definition of blackness because we are only black today because of the Muslims and the Europeans. Without those two colonizers, we would not be given the definition black.
That's a fact. And I think that's the biggest point about it is what gives definition to blackness, because prior to that, and guys would say it all the time, right? It's a social construct, all of that stuff.
I don't even know
Prior
why.
to that,
I don't
Africans
know
didn't
why that matters today. You chopped and screwed, Corey.
Yeah, prior to that, Africans never identified that way, right? So regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, whether it's the blackology side or the other side, everybody I think can agree with that is what gave definition to the concept of blackness and even Africanness to an extent is events that were brought on by Europeans and
of course,
right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Nobody would disagree with that.
So that would be the shared shared experience,
so
right?
I guess Brass does.
It's just like people like Corey and you are more, kind of districted a little bit tighter. But if you look at something like what happened in South Africa, like apartheid there isn't any big separation between apartheid and Jim Crow. Same concept, same abuse, same shit. What happened in the DRC with Leopold, and you know what I'm saying? Like colonization, like that shit wasn't no walk in the park. Like that shit was bloody, and you know what I'm saying? And it was based on, in a lot of the
Nobody
ways, the
wasn't
same
losing
thing.
hands. Nobody wasn't losing right hands and the left hands in the rubber farms of America. Right? So that's why I changed my definition of black, because black
Pan-Africanism ain't gonna
originally for
work,
me
though.
was that
Because
until I
don't
recognized
consider
that
Africans black.
colonization is not
No
only
way.
unique to the Americas.
Hey,
I don't
That's
consider
why
Africans.
these conversations.
Yeah, I don't consider.
That's why these conversations almost you get to talking for 3 hours, and then you realize that people don't even ain't even agreeing on what's black. Like
on the
a
basic,
nigga will tell you
that was my point.
Yeah, a nigga will tell you that Africans they black, but Africans ain't black. That makes no sense. How did we just have a 3-hour conversation about black and Pan-African and all this other shit? And people say, yeah, well, Africans ain't black. Like, what just happened here?
I would say most Africans don't want to be black. I think there's Africans that'll be fucking offended if you call them black.
African Americans who say that they not black. Hold on. It's African Americans who say that they not black.
Understand
But
what
we listen to them.
Please, I gotta ask you a
question. Listen to me. If there's African Americans that can come up here right now and say that they not black, do we listen to them?
I don't even. What you telling you they ain't black? Hold on.
No,
tell me that. Stay right there. What are you talking about?
African Americans say that they not black, yo.
Who?
See, y'all don't even live in the real world.
Don't do that, Brad.
I'm going to mute back out.
Don't do
I'm
that,
going to mute back out, yo. Y'all don't live in the real world, yo. I'm done.
But no, don't mute.
All right. I don't live in the world. No, I don't live in the real world. I don't.
Brad, you don't know black Americans who tell you that they not black, bro?
Huh?
Well, wait.
You don't know
Can I
black.
ask?
Okay, let me put you one. Bow Wow.
I'll
Bow Wow will tell you
ask
quick. I'm not fucking black.
Bro, I can't
Raymond
even hear
Simone
you, my
said,
nigga.
I'm not fucking black.
Yeah, you
Say that
going in and
again.
out a little bit.
Say that again.
No. I'll give you two real world examples then, since you
Okay.
need them.
Yeah.
Bow Wow will tell you quick, I'm not black. Straight up. Raven Simone.
little rapper.
Ravens? No, that's besides the point though, because you kind of
No, I'm
gaslit
trying to
just a
figure
while
out. You
ago.
said Bow. No, you said Bow Wow. I just want to make sure you're talking about him and not some nigga I don't know. You talking about the rapper from Atlanta, Georgia?
The world famous. The GOAT rapper.
Okay, so he said he wasn't black. No, he said he wasn't black. Go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Raven Simone. But besides that, I ain't got to keep listening off people. How you gonna gaslight Chef like that
I'm
and
not
pretend like
gaslighting
you don't
stuff.
know?
I don't have black. I guess y'all all think that we all got the same mama, same daddy, grew up in the same places.
No,
I've
but you
never
don't.
had a black person come up to me and say they wasn't black.
No, but hold on,
I don't even
bro.
know what y'all talking about when y'all say that.
Brass, you're
well, maybe
me in your hold on, Smalls. Brass, you expect me to believe in your 39 years of living in the United States.
Stop
You've
putting
never
my
read
shit out.
Hold on. You never read a
nigga. Stop putting my shit out.
yeah, you never read an article, seen somebody on TV, a celebrity or whoever.
Well, no. Okay,
right.
good. Yeah, but Haskell, and now we gotta go to the majority. Hold on. Now we gotta go to the majority conversation. And I hate to have to do this. Because have I heard someone say it? Wait. Have I heard someone say it? Yes, bro. But my point, no, but let's stay to my point, Haskell. I don't want to lose my point.
I wasn't done though,
Finish your point. Finish your point.
Yeah. So the amount of people who in America who are, who fit the phenotypical definition of black, who say they're not black, is immaterial to the point that Chef was driving home. The point that he was driving home is it doesn't necessarily matter what the person themselves, how they self-identify.
Yeah.
That's his point.
So but my point would be, if we can name 2% of black people, then I'm not niggas that say, I know motherfuckers that say they a dog, bro. I don't be running around saying, well, shit, we got to do this because people say they a dog, nigga. I don't fucking like it. Ain't a whole bunch of black people on this fucking continent running around saying they're not black, bro. Like if a couple people say some shit, I don't categorize them as the. This is why we get into the all and the percentages and this, that, and the other. Whatever world y'all live in, I just don't live in a world where I just got all these black people in my history telling me they wasn't black.
All right, Brett,
that's not reality. That's not my reality, bro. I don't even understand that.
I feel you. Can I propose a pivot in the conversation? Because I think we done wrung all the juice out of this one for today. So y'all can reject it if y'all want, but I'm curious to know, do y'all think young boy going to jail what's the name, son? Or he deserved to go to jail? Rampage son.
Oh hell yeah.
That was a
no. Oh hell yeah. No.
Though.
That
sorry,
was
I gotta say though.
What did you do? Was attempted murder. Nigga, that was attempted murder. I know you saw it.
Yeah, go watch the video.
You might not agree with me. That was attempted murder.
I don't know, Brass. My black college side.
Nigga, if they wouldn't have pulled him off, he'd still be punching that motherfucker on the ground.
Yeah, he'd have kept going. He'd have kept going.
Why, do you know why he was punching him like that?
Well, okay, so the way the story go, hold on, let's lay the story out. I'll play the video for the people in the chat because they probably don't know what the fuck we talking about. And don't let Haskell, don't let me forget. I'm gonna cut Chef out later for that. But the Rajah Jackson. So Rampage Jackson is an MMA guy, and his son, they're on a kick stream. That's like they pay streamers to do kind of what we're doing, but they are more out and about in the world, and they should blog more. So Rampage Jackson, he's an MMA guy, retired. His son is an MMA guy that's coming up in the business, but they're both streamers, very popular streamers, very provocative, very interesting. So Rampage Jackson's son, Rajah, went to a wrestling event one of them, not a WWE, but one of them backyard wrestling events. And at the wrestling event, a wrestler will tell you, we're always, if a camera is on, we're in character. So one of the wrestlers, thinking that they was, kind of hyping up something, hit a beer can over his head, as like what the wrestlers do. So Rajah Jackson got upset, this, that, and the other. And then later on in the wrestling match, like most wrestling shit does, it's a skit. So Rajah Jackson is supposed to go in there, address what happened on the video, throw some punches, get his shit back, this, that, and the other, but on some wrestling shit. But instead of the wrestling shit, this motherfucker power slam dude was out from the power slam on the ground. He hit this motherfucker in the face at least 20 times.
20, 30 times.
Nobody realized that he was fucking playing, but the guy was passed out. He was, and the guy, he punched him unprotected about 20 times until the crowd and the kids, you can hear the kids in the, what's the name, saying, wait a minute, this ain't no fucking skit. So all the wrestlers run to him and pull him off and this, that, and the other. The guy is unconscious. He had to go to the emergency room, this, that, and the other. Now, Haskell, I know something about this that maybe everybody don't know. So they think that it was just beer can, scuffle backstage, and then it happened. There's a part in the interview now where on camera, because remember, Rajah never turned his camera off, where the wrestler actually apologized to him. He apologized to him. He told Rajah it was a skit. When the camera's on, we're always acting, we're always working. And Rajah shook the man's hand and apologized. And then there's another part on Rajah's stream where he like right before he goes to the stage, Haskell, where he tells the man, or he tells somebody that's with him, yeah, I'm about to go up there and beat the shit out of him. And then does it. So no, he should go to jail. And that was fucking with them hands, and you're MMA. That's damn near. That's definitely assault.
So I was just proposing it as a topic. But if most people on the panel ain't, then I don't know if it makes sense to talk about. But I just think that the Pan-African shit, like it doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's just gonna end up arguing. So
I didn't want to look at it. I know about it, but I didn't want to look at it because I don't like looking at shit like that. I don't want to be desensitized to shit like that. But Kick has a problem with that kind of shit, period. You know what I'm saying? So I think not just the Rajah kid needs to be held accountable, but I think Kick as a streaming platform needs to be held accountable, because this ain't the second nor third nor fourth time that something like this done happen on a streaming platform. So I just want to let y'all know about that. That's my opinion of it. You know what I mean? Like, they get paid off of this type shit. You know what I'm saying? And they need to face some accountability. Kick stream to face.
Yeah, one of the things is when you start your business off with Aiden Ross, you already, Aiden Ross in and of himself, they're trying to market their whole shit as something positive, but their whole shit they're trying to be crazy, but what they don't realize is, like, you got to be very careful. Poisonous. Yeah, you got to be very careful, because the thing in the video that is the most terrifying for me, Haskell and Corey, is the motherfucking is the kid screaming when they realize it wasn't a skit. And you could see, like, the guy's teeth was coming out his mouth, the blood and all of that shit. Like, I'm about to play it on the stream, but
no. But my question is, what could put a young man in that level of rage?
That boy lost control. That boy, once he's slammed that man on his back, he lost control. He lost all control.
Guy in front of him and pull some of his punches, since he slams him down and instantly knocks out the guy. And instead of pulling his punches, he just starts knocking him out, throwing haymakers nonstop until the guy starts bleeding. And you can see the wrestlers behind, they're shocked. They're not too sure whether this is part of the entertainment. Look at the guy at the back. They just all start coming up, grabbing him, pulling him away from the knocked out wrestler. You can see it's like bleeding from the corner.
Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a. Oh, you easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Sure. I didn't know. I thought you were a worker. Camera. I get it.
We're not working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat, too. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're always working. So we'll set it up. I'll have him come out during your mats.
Yeah, we ain't see the first one, Brass. We ain't see the one with the actual attack.
Yeah, no. In the video, they play it in reverse. So they play the beating first, and then they play the beer can, then they play the apology. So they play it in a different order. But I just played it on stream. I'm about to post it in the chat. But there's another thing. If you follow Rajah Jackson, right? Huh?
Yes, it didn't show on stream either, though. It ain't showing you. The stream ain't show when you played it.
Okay, I'll try to play it again. What a lot of people don't know, because I follow Rampage and them. So right before this, Corey, maybe like a week ago,
somebody kicked him in the head.
His son was sparring with this Asian guy, and you're supposed to light spar, this, that, and the other. The dude flipped off and kicked him in his fucking head. And he had been having like headaches and all the stuff that you get from a concussion. And then this happened. And I think that's the route that they're gonna go. But I think his son, actually, if you follow Rajah Jackson, he got some mental health issues. You can see he definitely got some mental health issues.
That fight to me, bro.
Absolutely.
He definitely do, bro. Even when you watch the videos between him and Rampage, his father, it's something there, bro. I don't know what it is, but it's weird.
Boy, to me,
you lose the ability to empathize. Like no matter how mad you is at a motherfucker, bro, if you hitting them punching them in their face unprotected more than 4 times, bro, something wrong with you.
Corey, this is alleged.
Go ahead.
Alleged to me when I watch that. That looked like a steroid rage. That rage, that level of rage is not normal unless you're fighting for your life. Unless you're fighting for your life.
You're absolutely right. It's not normal. It's not. You should no matter where you at, you should still be able to empathize, bro. You know what I'm saying? No matter what level you on.
Right. After you slam him, you realize that you slam him, and then you go, you punch me. That means you're no longer thinking.
No.
No, at that point, no.
And I've blacked out on a motherfucker before, but like it's a limit to blacking out, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a limit to blacking out.
Mungo. Mute out Mungo.
But
but his
I was about to say I've seen dudes get beat like that, bro. I've seen dudes get hit like that, and I had to pull a nigga off a nigga one time, and he was doing what Rampage was doing. I had to pull him off because if I didn't, he would have killed him, bro. So
yeah,
a guy like that punching him in his face, bro. That's bad, bro.
Yeah, that's
I'm operating like him in a zoo, like it's a prison fight. Like, what him have to prove?
He was gonna bludgeon him with his bare hands. Like, I mean, can you imagine bludgeoning somebody with your bare hands to death? Like, that's, I mean, and then like, I'm the thing is, like, most of them professional fighters, they gotta register their hands, don't they? Or is that just a myth?
Nah, that's a myth. That's a myth.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because that's a deadly. Like he's working with deadly weapons. I mean, they should have some type of
No,
accountability though, being a professional. Like Mike Tyson shouldn't just be able to go out and punch somebody. You know
that's
what I'm
why
saying?
if Mike Tyson punched somebody and the press charges, he's going to jail because they're going to say he's more equipped, but it's a myth to register the hands or anything like that. But then what the law is going to question is why would he behave like that? No normal person, no reasonable person.
So you saw the video, stupid.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw the video. No reasonable person go full ape. That anti-black, that anti-Pan-African, that spread the wrong thing. When they see you, and they look at you, and because when they look at Corey, they say that's a rampage. We have to shoot him down because he'll jump on us and beat us to death.
And that's exactly what I'm getting at, Stu Peas. That's exactly what I'm getting at, bro.
It's funny you said that, right, Corey? But I mean, Corey and Stu Peas, because it's an MMA channel that I watch with this white boy, right? So I'm watching the video last night, and I swear, Corey, every 3 fucking words, this man used the word unevolved and animal.
Right. That's what they see. That's what they see. That's what they see. He went full ape. He went 400-pound gorilla.
Yeah.
He really.
That's not free for my son.
But hey, I want to introduce some controversy into it, right? Because this is the blackology side of me. This is like the regressive side of Haskell that probably needs some reformation.
Yeah,
right?
you about to get us banned. Hold on, let me put
I'm with it.
Let me put a not safe for work in here real quick because I see where this is going. Go ahead, Haskell.
I'm fully with it, Haskell. Come on with it.
Go ahead.
So look, he went way, way, way too far, right? Let's establish that. But I want to say this. I'm not buying the whole, it's wrestling and we always working and all of that shit. What I take away from that beer can slam on the head, in my opinion, that was some plausible deniability shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get you. I was there.
Wait,
I was kind of there when I first heard the
I
beer
get what
can
you're saying,
shit.
Haskell. I get it.
I get it.
Wait,
I'm with you. I think I'm walking right down that same avenue. And he fuck around and found out, right? But I think he should have fucked around and find out, right? But I think he just went too far. Yeah, he did. He went too far.
No, hold on. Okay, now we all watch wrestling, bro. Hold on. We all watch now because listen, y'all can be as blackology as you want, but now let's go back to your childhood. We've seen mankind get thrown, the sock puppet get thrown off the top of a damn cage onto a ring full of nails and barbed wire. Slam in wrestling terms. And this is not WWE. This is like backyard wrestling. So in wrestling terms, if I'm the wrestler, I'm the white guy, and I'm in character, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. The camera's on, I'm doing this, that, and the other. When the camera is off, you can see him telling them, like, bro, I wasn't doing that, like, to embarrass you. When we're on camera, we're in character. And the thing is, Raja agrees.
Is that me breaking up or Brass breaking up?
Maybe I was.
No, nobody's not breaking up. No.
But the fact that Raja agreed, hold on, the fact that Raja agreed right there. See, here's the sucker shit. This is what I'm gonna say is the sucker thing, though. Because if he really wanted to fight the man, because the man hit him with a beer can, he could have just did it right there.
Yeah, I agree with that part.
Wait until the guy thinks it's a skit to just get your shit off. Yeah, to just get your shit off, and you beat. And then the last part, it's the severity of the beating. Like if you was to just get something that was the equivalent of a beer can in your head, like you just slammed him hard, then cool.
You could have slammed him and left it at that.
Yeah, but when you punch it, bro, he hit that man 20 times uncovered, unprotected. It took every wrestler in that motherfucker to get him off of him. He wouldn't have stopped punching him, bro. He would have killed that man. For a beer can? Come on.
Hold on. Snoopy's going full super black now. Snoopy's going full super black.
Where's the Pan-Africanism?
By the thunder of blackness, I have the super black. listen. Why should I allow you to feel good about slamming a beer can on my head? And when I think about the rage, why should I allow you? What my lifestyle is? Why I can't be the hero? Why I can't be Gravedigger? Why I can't be Hulk Hogan? Why you have to come one up me first? Why you couldn't come and talk shit? Why you have to physically touch me before the fight? What you was trying to prove? A beer can still hurt, you know, and then you apologize afterwards.
And just got into serious trouble, and what he did was frankly disgusting. So he's just supposed to do a simple wrestling skit. He was just supposed to body slam the guy in front of him and pull some of his punches. Since he slams him down and instantly knocks out the guy, and instead of pulling his punches, he just starts knocking him out, throwing haymakers nonstop until the guy starts bleeding. And you can see the wrestlers behind their shock. They're not too sure whether this is part of the entertainment. Look at the guy at the back. They just all start coming up, grabbing him, pulling him away from the knocked out wrestler. You can see it's like bleeding from the corner of his head. Yeah, so it's a really shocking scene to see. Yeah, they had to crowd him and pin him into the corner just to stop him. And it seems like the only reason why he went all out on the wrestler was because the same wrestler made fun of him earlier on. Here's the clip.
What, you don't know me? Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, I think that's a
Oh, you don't show it? Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it?
No, he's not a fucking
Bro.
worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro. Nah, I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will.
No.
We're good.
I will fuck.
But it turns out that the dude fully apologized after the confrontation and even asked Raja if he would like a fake angle in the wrestling match.
I apologize. I appreciate it. I didn't know. I just thought you were at work first.
I get it. We're not working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your matches. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're always working. So we'll set it up. I'll have him come out during your match so we could fucking seal the whole thing and we'll make something out of it. You know what I'm saying? All right.
And the reason why he suddenly acted out was because he was tired of everyone treating him like shit.
Everybody fucking playing with me and shit.
The kick bend.
Like, you know you don't smack me in the back of the head while these hoes is round, right? We in the room full of hoes and you smacking me in the back of my head. Now that I'm serious, now you was playing. You know what I'm saying?
Can the sensible black man in here say something? Amongst all the black colleges,
Say something.
We do know that this is. Listen, everything y'all saying makes sense if we was at a cookout, if we was at a basketball game, if we was like at a party, bro.
No, it wouldn't.
It was a wrestling event. So
No.
Let me finish. I know it's no. I know that. Let me finish 2 seconds, bro. When they agree, listen, all of this would make sense if it went from the beer can directly to the ring. But there was a previous conversation where they said, listen, this is what we do back here on camera. And then we gonna do it where you can run out to the mat. And it was a whole skit. And a beer can sounds crazy in any other arena other than wrestling. Now, here's the thing. If he took offense to it, he should have whooped his ass on the spot. But the problem is, you waited until everybody think you doing a skit. And even if you got the slam off, I say, cool, bro. You got an extra overhard slam pause. And then now, whatever. But when you commit to beating an unconscious man with 20 straight punches, bro, hold on. We would all be looking at this shit completely different if he'd have killed him. If he would have killed that man.
No, we all agree that the 20 punches was bad. Yeah, we all agree with that part.
Boss, we all agree with that. We all agree. I agree with that. I agree that it may has been a bit excessive. But these white dudes,
nah, you went way too far.
The May is
Hey,
his
we got
black
a
college.
challenge. Hey, we got a
Dude,
challenge. We got a
dude.
challenge. I want to accept the challenge. I want to accept the challenge.
Dude,
Hold on. I want to accept the
Pascal,
You
challenge.
let me
really
finish
trying to
with
say
Pascal.
that
So
y'all are
please,
offended
hold
by a
on.
big kid?
No,
Allow a
they
little
just
bit of
being black.
blackology.
They being
Y'all allowed just
overly.
slightly a
They
little
doing
bit.
the blackology thing, but I want to do a challenge right now. Right?
Yeah.
So in the chat, right? And I don't like to pay attention to shit in the chat, but this particular comment, I'm gonna pay attention to the chat. So in the chat, it says, shouts to somebody named RP. And I never trust these names that got like one letter and one letter, because it's like you couldn't even take the time to like make a thumbnail. So, but that's it. We supposed to take time to do what you want. You can't even respect us with a proper thumbnail. But here's my point. He says, can y'all talk about something that is happening in the Black community? Y'all never talk about real issues. Same people, same shit. This channel will put real thinkers to sleep. Now, first I'm gonna cut you.
We a black channel?
Yeah. First I'm gonna cut you, and then I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. There are 1,000 channels on YouTube that you could watch. If you are here for anything other than real conversation amongst people, you're in the wrong place. This is not a fucking. We have random conversations. We talking about Pan-Africanism in the community, all of that. This is not a black channel. This is not a fucking conscious channel. This ain't no fucking scientifically literate channel. None of us are up here trying to be 100% correct all the time. But I'm going to accept your motherfucking challenge. Yep. Y'all put in the chat a topic that's affecting the black community right now, an event that's affecting the black community right now, and we will actually participate because we don't go live much. A lot of times it's replays and recordings. Put something in the chat, and I promise you, these brothers and sisters are smart enough to have that conversation, but we're just talking. Last thing, land my plane. If y'all have topics that y'all want us to discuss, join the Discord and tell us. Join the Discord.
Type it in the Discord. Type it in the chat.
Yeah, type it in the chat. Type it in the Discord. Right now, you got our full attention. Talk about exactly what you want us to talk about.
You could do just what Haskell did in the chat. Haskell just said, well, what about this? You know what I'm saying? And then we start talking about Rampage Jackson or whatever his name is, right?
Jody Breeze. Some of y'all sound like y'all got daddy issues. Don't know what that means, but shouts to you.
Listen. As I was saying before, we were reading.
I think that's a guy. I think that's a dude, though, Brass.
Okay, no, shouts to you. I don't know. He just said we everybody talking about us or Rockstar. I don't know. Shit, wild.
No, because that
I'm
dude
waiting on the topic. RP. Go ahead, Richard Peterson, whatever your name is. We waiting on you. Go ahead, Stoopies.
Yeah, as I was saying, Haskell know that even if he respected Rampage son, he wouldn't slam him in the head with a bottle. But this little dude now decide that I'm going to man up. I'm going to man up, and he gets him fucked around and found out. He may have took it a little bit too far. May have put a little too much salt on the meat. May have.
The May is two pieces blackology. Y'all gotta allow that.
Yeah,
the May is the blackology.
The May is the blackology.
But Corey, you know what this sounds like?
Too much.
It ain't a lot of blackology. It's just a sprinkle of blackology. And I ain't got a problem with
motherfucking ass.
It's just a sprinkle.
Corey, but you know what this sound like though? It sound like that conversation with Gullah, where we start trying to say, well, you know, wrestling is real, and it's got to be like, bro, there are things.
But Brad,
in wrestling, there are things that you could do to somebody in wrestling that you don't deserve to get put in a fucking ICU for.
No, Brad, they never agreed.
I mean, Macho Man hit Hogan in the head with the scepter, and he was bleeding.
Yeah, they never agreed to no wrestling, though, Brad.
Yes, they did. No, they did.
No, they did not.
After he hit him with the beer, After he hit him with the beer can.
I'm saying before, prior to hitting him with the beer can, there was no
agreement.
Right, there was no agreement.
hold on, Brad.
Cool.
Hold on, Brad. There was no agreement in place. There was no meeting of the minds where it says, "Hey, man, we gonna be doing a skit. You gonna come up, you gonna talk shit or whatever, and then I'm gonna just hit you with a beer can." None of that. None of that. That
Now,
came
how
into
was
play.
the beer can deal? Like, explain the beer can to me. Like, how did he hit him? Like, did he crush the beer can on his?
No, he just hit
his...
him on the side. He hit him on the side of the head. He ain't hit him where he could knock him out. Put it like this: he hit that man on the like a wrestler would hit a beer can. He hit him in the side of his head with a beer can. The nigga didn't move or not. He was just standing right there, and they stood face to face. And then he got all upset, this, that, and the other. And then they set up.
What happened to the beer? Did the beer? Was it empty or was it?
No beer.
No, it was full.
It
was like a Stone Cold beer can, like that.
Nah,
the beer went everywhere.
So
hold on.
Did the beer go everywhere?
Bro, he hit him. Bro, he hit him with that. I'm telling you, bro, the beer was coming down the side of his face, bro, and that's what made him.
Yeah. He probably should have got his ass whooped for that. He should have got an ass whooped for that.
Y'all too black.
Hold on. Beer running down the side of his face, nigga. That shit.
Hey, Mongo, I heard it was everybody keep saying it's a prop. I thought it was a prop.
I don't know. If it's a prop, fine. He was all the way wrong if it's a prop. But if it was an actual beer can, bro, now I'm not saying he should have punched him 20 times after he was knocked out, but he deserved an ass whooping after that, though. I'm just gonna say that.
No, but he didn't.
I mean,
but that's not an ass that he gave him. That nigga tried to
he went too far. He did go too
May
far.
have gone too far.
Yeah,
May
yeah,
have gone
we
too far.
He may have went too far.
you tripping.
You're right, Stoopies. You're right. You're right.
Y'all are
Stoopies trolling, dog.
Yeah,
Stoopies got it.
No,
he hit that man. He hit that man with a
he went too far. That's what we gonna say, Stoopies.
Stoopies.
You can argue that he went too far.
Nah.
I gotta get out of this conversation and stop listening to y'all niggas. Y'all are almost convincing me of this shit.
Nah, they trolling smart.
Yeah, you
bro.
Almost
He hit that man. Nah. Hey, Smalls, he hit that man with a 30.
Like Haskell said, man, he hit that man with a 30 piece.
One mic.
Anybody ever play Killer Instinct back in the day?
Yeah,
the Killer Instinct video game. Man, he hit that nigga with a 34 hit ultra combo, nigga.
Okay, all right. Okay. I said, well, hey, Corey. So I asked for topics in the if that affect the Black community. So one is actually a pretty good topic, but it sounds like they want us to be a different channel. But that's fine. We'll have that conversation. So one is the civil rights. There's an attack on civil rights in the Black community. I don't even know if y'all are aware, but we can have a conversation. But the other one was, and I find this funny. It says, should Black parents beat their kids? I think that's an issue that's been going on since the beginning of time. And I'm not trying to be funny. I don't think this is the channel that you want to have that conversation with. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think you're not gonna get much of a conscious statement from me. Because I don't agree with the gentle parenting and all that dumbass shit. I don't agree. Even though, here's the crazy part, even though I know I used to get torn completely out the fucking frame by my parents. I get it. And I don't necessarily try to kill my kids now, like I felt like my mother and father was trying to do to me. But I know it also created me as to who I am now. So I don't know. Where do y'all stand on Black
the
parents?
problem with me is
define deep.
Don't say me. This is y'all.
Well, someone define deep before we go any further. But I didn't mean to cut you off, Corey. Define deep.
Well, so the problem with me is, right, now I believe in whooping ass, right? But I got girls, right? So I only got one boy. He the oldest, and he never even dreamed of trying me, right? All I gotta do is look at him, and he good. Now I can got my ass same way as you, Brad. Go out the goddamn frame for the majority of my childhood, right? I was getting whippings when I don't think I was supposed to have got ass whippings no more. I should have been past whoopings. I think I was still getting ass whoopings though, right? But so like now I find myself diving in front of my wife, like, You breaking up, Corey.
You know what I mean? But I definitely. I'm breaking up.
Yeah, go ahead. Say it again.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, so my problem is I got girls, but I believe in whooping ass, right? But it's something about when my wife get that look in her eye and she get to going for, and she get to head it towards one of my girls, I just dive right in front of them. Like, she didn't mean it. She didn't mean it, baby.
Stall her out.
Stall her out. You know what I mean? I think that comes with with getting older, right? You know what I'm saying? Because like my oldest daughter, right? I never gave a shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you done fucked up. Obviously, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean?
Young
So my
kids
little one
always get away with murder. Bro. The younger kids always get away with fucking murder, dog. Because my little brother, the type of shit he used to, the type of shit my little brother used to get away with, I'd be looking at my mom like, is this no, somebody done hijacked my motherfucking mother's body. It ain't no way this is the same. Nigga, my mom used to literally punch on me, nigga. Like work the body, work the head, nigga.
I think they tired though, Haskell. I think moms.
Yo, did you say your
little
mother
bro?
used
She just
to?
tired.
Did you
She's
say
tired
your
of
mother
y'all
used
shit.
to have a motherfucking trainer saying work the body and work the head?
Yeah,
I'm talking.
these old video game references are fucking crazy. These shit is funny as fuck.
Damn, that nigga said, "Oh no, he's had enough of this body. Go for the head." Yeah, that's another level. That might be another level. I don't know.
Hey, Brad, I'm talking
they
about.
must not know the game that you're talking about, Brad. You don't know the game.
I'm talking about flurries, nigga, combos, combinations, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? And then, she would crack figurines over. She cracked a figurine over my
Oh
head,
yeah,
nigga.
no, my mother was that.
She
My
was
mother
just
was.
tired. By the time little bro came Haskell, she was tired. You know, I mean, so she just like you know what I'm saying? Because I think that's kind of where I'm at with my younger kids. Like I got a 4-year-old now, bro. Like I got a 25-year-old all the way down to a 4-year-old, bro. So like I'd be like, you know what? I can't deal with it. You know what I mean?
You out of energy, really.
Yeah,
my
my mother was a Haskell. My mom was the type. Now I understand with the figurine part because me and my mother got to the point. My father stopped once I got about damn near tall as him, and then his just changed to just mortal threats of death and all kind of crazy shit. But my mother was the one like. As soon as you knew he's about to get a whooping, it went from the belt and all of that to where she just looked around. Like she looked to the left, looked to the right, and I know she looking for items, and I just take the fuck off. Even whatever. So it was whatever was in, like it could be the remote to the TV, the motherfucking broom.
Oh yeah, that's my OG, bro.
Yeah, like
anything, nigga,
anything she see that she didn't want to have to replace that didn't have monetary value. Yeah, all day long. All day long.
Oh yeah,
but no.
A spatula was used on me like multiple. Like I don't know why, but I always get in trouble like while she in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always like she in the kitchen, and then it's like, come here. You know what I'm saying?
No. Nigga, I was hey, listen, I was a runner, so I got it the worst. Because once you get caught, you get it the worst. But I was not one of them that was, if she say come here, you're gonna have to catch me, bro. I done ran out the house. It got to the point where you gotta leave.
I'm not running.
Crazy.
I'm sorry.
No,
you can't.
I love my life, Brad. I don't know about you.
Fuck that running shit.
I appreciate. Listen, y'all can sit there. I'm just not built in a way where it would just this and that. Now here's a cool part though. Now 2 points. One, so I couldn't beat my daughter at all. I've never whooped my daughter. I couldn't do it. I've gotten upset. You know, when they babies or whatever, the young children, you might pop them. I don't count that. But like to out and out whoop, no. And even my son, I would pop him or whatever. But as he's gotten a little older, we've had a couple times. But it's mainly like, it's that kind of like I don't want to break him though.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I don't want to. I'm not into trying to kind of like the pledging do, like how pledges do. Like you go to the fraternities and their whole concept of the pledge and hazing thing is they break you all the way down to build you up. I don't want to break his spirit. Like my children got good spirit, so I think you can break that. You know, this, that, and the other. And like my wife will tell me in a
Just
heartbeat.
tell the
like,
truth. You don't think he can
stop.
take the abuse that you did?
No,
you don't
hell
think
no.
he
couldn't.
built
No,
for
he
that.
couldn't.
So
No, he couldn't.
same way with me, bro.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Yeah.
If I was to whoop my son even half the way I got whooped when I was a younger, he wouldn't. He'd be an emotional wreck. Like it would be difficult for him to get through everything else. But hold on. Let's stay right there. My second point though. So now my parents are grandparents. Bro, I don't even know these niggas now. I swear to you, bro. I don't even know. I don't even know who these people are now when it comes to my son and them. Like they're telling me, don't you be putting your hands on them and don't walk up on them and this, that. I be like, well, what happened? He could just stay here now. He could stay here tonight. Cause I don't even know what you own. Get out. No, I'm like, what is going on here? Like I called, bro, one day. Now y'all remember when y'all was a kid, your parents would be like, yo, is food at home? This is a funny ass story. So apparently my son, my father was taking my son to Longhorn without me. Like that was like a little thing that they had between them. They would go, they in the racing and shit. So they would go to the racetrack and the other, right? So me and my wife one time, we finally all went to Longhorn. That's like our little restaurant in the area we all go to. It's accessible and they don't
That's my favorite restaurant, Texas Longhorn.
Right. When I was a kid, it was Ponderosa. In Ohio, we had Ponderosa in Ohio. That was where we went. So, but in New Jersey's Longhorn. So we go there, Corey. So I go to hand him the kids menu. Mind you, he like, how old was he back? Like, how old was he at this time? He's like 13. No, he's not 13. Maybe about 12, 11. So we sitting at the restaurant. So my son sat next to me and my wife, and my nephew and my parents are sitting in front of me. So I hand him the kids menu, and I'm about to call him motherfucker. This little kid like flips the menu over and starts looking at the adult menu. So I'm like, well, what the hell is going on here? So I took the menu from him. And my mother says, it's all right. He already know what he wants. No, my father says, it's all right. He already know what he wants. He gonna get his usual. My son looked at my father like, yeah, I'm gonna get the usual. So now I'm lost. I'm thinking chicken fingers, tenders, mozzarella sticks and shit like that.
Right.
So they come there. I get the outlaw ribeye, same shit. Wild West shrimp. I get the same shit every time I go to Longhorn. So they go to him. This little motherfucker said, I want a Flo's filet with a 6-ounce lobster tail, a mashed potato, and a sweet tea.
My nigga.
Like, man, what in the fuck is going on? So, because when I was a kid, if I even opened my mouth to say a steak like everybody, you get a piece of somebody else's steak. You wasn't getting your own.
No.
Bro, his meal cost more than everybody's meal at the table. The kid ate the most expensive meal.
I couldn't even order a Big Mac meal at McDonald's, let alone go to the Texas Longhorn.
Facts.
Yeah, I gotta order a Happy Meal every time, bro. Like, what is you meaning, bro? Like, come on,
Brad. There was an expensive piece of seafood and an expensive piece of cow in that store, wasn't it? Was I tripping?
Shrimp and chicken shrimp. Yeah.
But I heard
lobster taste, baby.
Was it his birthday?
No, this is an everyday occurrence, bro. This is just now, and I'm like, bro, I couldn't order. I was 16 still ordering kids meals with my aunt and them. They wasn't playing no fucking games. You a child, bro.
Brad, I wouldn't have gotten past the picking of the menu.
He'd be like, boy, you soft on them kids, man. You so soft on them damn kids, boy. Them kids running you over, boy. Them kids running you. That's all he said. Them kids running you over, boy. Like, shit.
All right.
Tired. Shit.
All right. So we're gonna get to a serious conversation. I'm gonna see where y'all at on politics. We're gonna have a political conversation real quick. Now, brush up on it. See if you could do it without ChatGPT if you got to. But how many of y'all are familiar with civil rights disparate impact?
I'm not.
Okay.
I have no clue what it is. Civil
So
rights.
we're gonna.
You
Yeah,
said disparate?
disparate. DISPARATE. So right now, so a disparate impact. So I'm gonna put this in the chat because actually,
We
like,
had that conversation before, Brass.
yeah, I
We had
know.
that.
They just, whoever
that
said we didn't talk
Yeah,
about
we
it,
had
they
that
just didn't.
conversation before.
Yeah, they didn't know. They didn't see the channel when we was having this conversation before. But we'll have it again. We'll have the conversation again. So disparate impact is an interesting thing in civil rights. So in civil rights, you have rules that directly, it's obvious they affect one group or another. But disparate impact, right, is, say for instance, like there's like a policy at a job, and that policy at that job, it seems like it's neutral, but it's actually affecting one race or group more than others. So for like an example, for an example, right? A fire department uses a written exam that knocks out 80% of black applicants, but only 20% of the white ones. Now, even if it like the SATs we was talking about before, and that's kind of where the story is coming about the fire. There's a fire. There was actually a fire station where a person that was taking the fireman's test, they kind of had this conversation, and then they started looking at it, and they realized that even though the exam to become a fireman is not meant to affect one race over the other, it just is. So there must be something wrong. If the number is 80% and 20%, there's something that in African Americans, there's something in this policy that's affecting them. We just don't know what it is. This kind of also goes into the Fetty conversations we was happening. So even if you don't intend to discriminate, the impact is unfair. That's disparate impact.
Like a disproportionate harm.
Like, remember the SATs back in the day? Remember SATs? I don't know if this is still a thing. I don't think it's still a thing, but remember they were saying that the SAT was culturally biased. Like, it was just biased in the test itself. It wasn't trying to be
standardized
with the test. Right. All standardized testing is inherently biased. And they didn't really want to accept it because they're like, we're just giving out questions. But they didn't realize that different school, like a school in the inner city versus a private school, or a school in the inner city versus other schools, they don't have the same tools, so it's inherently a bias test. So that's disparate. So we'll get past that. So what Trump is trying to do, right, is we've had this conversation already, right? So the Trump administration announced an executive order. This is in April, of the Restoring Equality of Opportunity and Meritocracy. It seeks to eliminate the doctrine of disparate liability from federal civil rights enforcement. It directs all federal agencies to deprioritize, amend, or repeal regulations and actions based on this theory. So this is the officer. So basically what happened was the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, so OCC, stopped supervising banks for disparate impact risks and removed related references from its exam manual. The Department of Justice ended long-standing lawsuits challenging promotional exams for police and firefighter departments. Key examples. Now, critics have announced the alarm of civil rights groups and legal scholars warn this move will weaken key tools that protect against systemic discrimination. So, how do y'all feel? I mean, I don't know what question, because I would like somebody that would be on the side of it. Does anybody agree that disparate impact is something that we don't need per se? That would be my question. What would you say? Would you say that anybody that say we don't need it? We're basically now only
we're
intentional.
Logic ain't in here.
Yeah, Logic's in. Yeah, he just got in here. Pause. So it says,
question.
So in plain words, if y'all don't understand it, in plain words, it just simply means if a policy hurts one race way more, it can be illegal, even if you didn't mean it. Under the new rule, only intentional discrimination counts. So what say you, Logic?
Wow, I think that's a pretty deep.
You cutting up.
I mean, unless that you've seen. Okay, let me give me this. I'm gonna step out, man.
All right. Since Logic step out, let's hear his answer.
No, he about to talk. He about to step out and talk.
I'm only going. It was only going to take me a second, stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So like, unless somebody has like seen some prior data or something like that that say, okay, if you implement this, you run risk of XYZ thing happening, and then they do it anyway. I can't see it as like they did it on purpose, because you're talking about some effects of something that happened after you did it. So you can't prior to doing it, demonize it until you actually see the effects. Now you see the effects and then you turn the other way. Now now you're doing it on purpose. So based on what you said, that's how I listen to that.
I think that's the case that Brass is talking about. I think. Well, yeah, so he's saying that there's things that affect disproportionately certain demographics, right? We talked about standardized tests, the banking loans, and other things, right? So what he's saying basically is, do we need things to mitigate the negative impact, the disproportionate impact on certain demographics?
Of course, if I'm not mistaken, I actually ran across this term from ChatGPT. So if it wasn't hallucinating, they called it epistemological colonialization. That was what ChatGPT called it.
I've heard that.
So I don't know how you would like. So what that means is like built-in inherent inferiority built into the system. Right? So like the way that the system itself kind of like gives white people energy to be who they are. You know what I'm saying? And gives us the kind of like the negative sort of things for us to be where we're at. Like, how would we defend ourselves from it if it's naturally built into it? It's actually a very difficult question. All you can do is point out the biases where you find them. But I mean, I think that is all you can really do.
RP, I don't think that disparate civil rights is the heart of. So I think it's a tool. I don't think it's the heart of civil rights, but I definitely think it's a tool, because I don't think we should look. I don't think it should be an emotional thing. I think right here in these particular arguments, I think this definitely has to be technical and legal. Like it has to be about lawsuits. It has to be about regulations, because this is like the fine tuning of the things. Whereas, because you can say that it's one of those things that was left kind of unintended consequence of the Civil Rights Bill. So it's like those things that happen. It's like that gray area. And I think we need to be in the courts about that. Like, stay in there. We can protest and all that's fine, but there's such a technical thing, it's such a legalese thing, and it's regarding policy that affects people, that I'd like to take the emotion out of it a little bit and keep it in the courts. I understand what you mean by it's the heart of the civil rights fight, but I think it's just a tool that we need to work on. But go ahead, y'all.
Could you verify what I'm saying right quick, Brass, while Stu Pease is saying what he's saying?
Okay, what do you want me to verify, brother?
The epistemological colonialization.
I know it's I'll look it up. No, that's fine. I'll look it up.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. If you're going to eliminate that policy, eliminate it universally. And so we're going to open now to the free market. And in the free market, as it exists today, I can guarantee you that he who is trying to protect or elevate will also lose, because we have seen it in the Ivy League school, where now they had to ensure the policy to limit those immigrants and children of immigrants from the Asian communities. Because when they try to compete, when those persons that he's trying to promote compete, they weren't winning against the Chinese and they weren't winning against the Indians. But what he's doing now is in those jobs which are blue-collar, hard-working, well-paying jobs that the Chinese and the Indians don't compete for, where the competition is primarily between black and white, he's now putting system in place that will accommodate Caucasians instead of facilitating black people. But in those organizations, the Ivy League schools, where the whites are losing, those policies are not being looked at. Because if we look at it, remember, the Chinese people, they go against the black people for those spaces that they were getting in Harvard because they were being eliminated. They were being pushed back. So that's the problem I have with this policy, is that it is selective when it comes to him not enforcing what he's saying. If he's going universally, I say, do it free market. Let the best win. So those persons who have the highest test score will go to the best schools, regardless of race. Those persons who's physically stronger will do those jobs. Those persons who is mentally more acute will be those jobs. Then it wouldn't have anything to do with race. Because let's put it, I've done millions of tests, and I call some tests white people tests and some tests black people tests. It's the language in which it is written. If your vocabulary is not strong enough, sometimes you'll get certain things wrong because you don't understand what the question is asked. But when somebody break down that question to you in simple terms, the test was easy. But the language that was used to communicate the problem was a little bit difficult to understand, especially if you're in a household where you're limited to, your vocabulary is limited to 2 syllables. 3 syllables household, the better in standardized tests. We know that for a fact. Children who read more get better scores on standardized tests. That's proven that children with books in the household perform better than children without books in the household. It has nothing to do with race. It just has to do with what was happening throughout the whole educational period of that child. That child never start read early, he's going to have a difficulty doing standardized tests. That child vocabulary is limited, he's going to have a difficulty doing standardized tests. But if you open it all across the board and take off the bias that Trump is using, who he's trying to facilitate will lose. Every day, all day.
I think one of the things that we also have to we do have to kind of keep into there's things where we got to move away from testing. When you lose things like this, and by the way, Logic, you were correct. Before I go any further, you were correct. One of the things that you don't realize is this is where we go to. I think we had a conversation with Chief X where he was saying systemic racism doesn't exist. Nobody is oppressed. Yeah, I know, it's fucking hilarious. But I'd love to get him in here and have that argument. But this is what you don't get is that this is the racism that I'm talking about that you don't see. It's not the nigga hard R in your face. It's not the police brutality splattered across the TV. It's the black applicant going for a mortgage that's going to get denied no matter what they do. So it's the kid that applies, that qualifies to get into a college that isn't going to get in no matter what he does. It's just simply because he's black. And you got situations where the focus is so much, and Corey, this is my fight always. A lot of times the focus on racism is always the shit that's splashed across the news screen when we're all affected by racism heavily, no matter what your class status is, just being black all day, every day, and you don't even realize it. The books in your kids' schools, the landlords, the lenders, the all kind of shit. Is even just the employment of just no matter what you do with that that resume, I mean, you're just not going to get the job. So when you do these things, I don't know how effective it's already been. I mean, that would be always my question. Play devil's advocate just so we can have the conversation. I don't know 100%. It's such a vague thing, Corey, or everybody that's in here. It's such a vague thing that it's a little difficult to kind of gauge because you don't even know how effective it is. Because I mean, we're still getting lawsuits about discrimination at banks and the different level of textbooks and college admission stuff too. So even like I don't know. I know that we need it. Don't get me wrong. I know that we need it. And I'm not gonna say I think you just leave it. Those one of the things you just leave there, bro. Like, don't remove that shit, because I don't want the motherfucker that can take advantage of it. I don't even know what they planning if they want to, but it's just I do question the effectiveness of it in this administration, where I mean, how do you since the Supreme Court narrowed this shit over time, so I don't know 100% how effective it is because we still face the same shit. That's why when people when Chief X said that. That's why he got so much pushback, because you don't know what we mean by oppressed. Do you know oppressed to me is just a feeling that no matter what class you are, no matter if your papers are correct, Corey, like what Chef was saying the other day, when a cop pull up behind you, bro, most black people don't know how that shit gonna end no matter how you act, bro.